hands on deck. It's your captain, Kaelandori.
Welcome aboard, everybody. It's Sunday night, and you are here on the Kaelandori Cruise Ship with the Disco Boys podcast with the bunch of the greatest boys on Twitch. It is a good time tonight. Soulclaim's already laughing at something in the background. I don't even know what it is, but that crazy Canadian, at least he showed up for a change. It's great to see him. But we'll get to him. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome aboard, everybody. It is going to be a good night. Hey, what's up, Doc Bug Love? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Let's get the boys out here, since it's going to be a mainly, it's actually an only Disco Boys stream. We don't have a guest with us tonight. We thought we'd kick it old school style with just the five of us chatting about the usual things. So let's get everybody out here. You guys may have seen him last night tearing up the airwaves, becoming the newest rising star in the Disco Boys repertoire. He is being known amongst the entire Twitch Sinks community as the man with the magical mustache. And you guys need to get him there. He's hosting the stream right now. Look at that. Well timed there. It's the man who's just hosted us. It's the one you all know and love. It's Mr. Jimbo JP.
What's up?
What's up, dude? How you doing, mate?
I'm doing great.
Good show you did last night, dude.
Still feel the hype from the competition last night. It was
Hey,
so
you
much
did
fun.
well. You did very well. Cool. Pretty cool seeing you. I was cheering at the dinner table while it was going on. So excellent to have representation. Exactly like that. Exactly like that. Doc Buglove, thank you so much for the host. Appreciate that. So Jimbo still, as you can see, very hyped up from the last night's show, and we're gonna have to get somebody else out here just to join the hype moments. You guys have seen him around. He is a very controversial figure, but we love him anyway, and we occasionally give him a hammer to hit people when they get out of line. It's the dodgiest Australian that we've got in the pack, but we love him anyway. It's Mr. Potsy TV. Welcome in. He's got nothing. He casually sips his coffee mug. He's gonna. Thank you so much for the host, Draven. Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you so much, everybody that's tucking in on the host. It's good to have you guys throwing out the ship and the Disco Boys podcast, getting ourselves out there. Let's bring in another member of the crew. You guys may have heard his voice every night here on the cruise ship as the intro man. You may have seen him this week on Tuesdays and Thursdays doing what he does best, representing for the little green men. And that's right, it's the one and only Mega Gremlin, ripping the shirt and everything. Look at that. Welcome aboard,
Hey,
sir.
how you doing, Captain?
Good to have you, mate. Good to have you.
Oh, thank you.
If you didn't notice, I was wearing your merchandise on the cruise ship on Saturday night. I even did
I did see it. Yeah, underneath
below
it was nice.
a below captain's vest reveal. So
Oh yeah,
the first
you got
time I've
excellent taste in
unbuttoned
merch, my friend.
I do. I've even got the big one too. I've got the Nope mug, so it's in the collection here. So we've got the full set almost. Except we're waiting for one. We're waiting for one to arrive from the far reaches of Canada, and the other one to be designed because the mustache guy has taken his sweet time.
Well, you gotta get the mustache perfect on that thing. You can't.
True.
Just send
It does take a while to comb it and get it ready. That's right. All hail the king, says Doc Buglove. All hail the king.
He probably needs his management team to sort it out for him. Yeah.
That's true. Rising star and all that. Let's wake up the Canadian. He seems to be falling asleep. I know he got you super late, so he's probably tired from running all the way from the woods. You never know what he was doing in there with those animals. It is crazy up there in Canada. Welcome aboard, and good to have you with us. Our favorite Canadian Maple Leaf, Mr. Soulclaim. What are you doing, sir? How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
That's a very tame intro. Hey, how's it going?
I'm letting everything bottle up, and then I'm gonna explode at the end of the podcast.
Sounds like a regular Sunday night for Soulclaim.
Sounds like TwitchCon to me.
Does sound a little TwitchCon-esque. How's everybody's week's been? How's it been going with everybody? I know Jimbo's had some exciting times and things going, and I had a good stream last night. How's everybody else going this week?
Yeah, doing pretty well.
Good.
It's insane.
Insane? Why is it insane, Solly?
So today or this weekend, it's Victoria Day, which is a holiday here in Canada, and it's kind of like the official start of boating.
Oh yeah.
It was also our customer appreciation barbecue, so I've been running around like a village idiot all week, trying to get everything ready. And apparently throughout that week, we had a couple mistakes. that
Ooh.
happened to pop up by 10 a.m. at the barbecue.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
I'm just realigning myself here so that I can
Although
listen.
the one big one was not my fault, so I'm good.
Oh yeah, well, what was what was the big one? What was the big one? What fell off? We have to ask.
The boat sank.
bunghole.
The boat sank. Whoa, shit.
Yeah, that's kind of a big one.
That's kind of a small error there. The entire boat going down in the water.
So-
What the F? Explain.
So,
Sounds like a Saturday night on the cruise ship, actually.
Hey, listen, yeah, nobody's gone down on that cruise ship unless they've had mutual consent. Let me just say.
So what you're saying is you and the cruise ship casually cruised to the bottom of the ocean.
Wasn't what I was talking about, but we'll take that. We'll take that.
No, so in the midst of trying to get like 60 or 65 boats ready,
Mhm.
there was one right at the end of the day on, I think it was Thursday. I've opened it up, got it ready to run, did an oil change on it in like 20 minutes from start to finish, blitzed it. And on the work order, it said, check for leaks around the transom, which is the back of the boat.
Did you check for leaks?
I did not, but because it was the end of the day, and so I left, and then my boss parked it off to the side and let it go. So then I went home, did some work at home, came back the next day, and I said to my boss, I'm like, we were supposed to check for leaks around the transom. He goes, oh, no, don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
fine.
I just
No
want
longer your problem.
I was about to say, I just want to wonder if this is something that should be being said in a public place. I'm just asking the
Yes.
question. Interesting. So there were no leaks. Let's just go with there were no
Yeah.
leaks, right? There were no leaks. There we go.
There were no
Boss's fault.
leaks.
Boss's fault.
Yep.
Sexton is not wrong. Boss's fault. There we go. So he's been absolved. Our boy is not going to go down.
It's just we were trying to get it done and had other things that also had to be done, and
Just didn't work out.
How it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
so now we're fixing it.
So Soul Clem's had a mad week trying to dodge boats going down to the bottom of the ocean. Maggie, you've been having a good one running around doing things yourself.
Oh yeah, as you can see, possibly. Room behind me looks a little different because Grim stopped by yesterday, and we spent about 5.5, 6 hours moving my studio from a small room upstairs in my house to a very, very large room in my basement.
Excellent. Down in the
The
basement.
very nice thing
boys.
is that now I'm actually no longer streaming on Wi-Fi, which was
Wow, that
what I
whole
had
time you were on
upstairs.
Wi-Fi. Shit,
I
dude. It
was,
was
yeah.
pretty good Wi-Fi. I won't lie.
yeah, it wasn't bad. But now I'm on Gigabit Cat 6 down here, so
So it's all
Did
stepping up
anything
extra.
break on the way down?
no, oddly enough.
So nobody dropped
Good on
anything.
you.
It's good
And
handling. Well
Sully,
done,
this
Grim.
will make you very, very happy. We spent almost an hour just doing cable management.
Good lord. You can almost
Are
see
you
the
gonna do your bug?
satisfaction on Soul Clem's face as you said the word cable management. He's just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, no
Listen.
bleeding either, though, bro. It's not a
Listen.
project yet.
You don't have to have it cable managed like I do. Just don't make it look like Dory's disaster of cable.
Listen, yeah, it all functions at the end of the day. There's maybe a little bit
Yeah.
tied up at
Oh,
the back
does
there.
it, Dory? You mean that 150 feet of Ethernet cable just looped up in a pile?
Listen, that was one
works?
time, and I've got off that freaking Ethernet cable. We swapped over to the 150 feet of headphone cable now.
Oh,
What can I say? I'm overcompensating for this cabling. I don't know what's going on in here.
So you can go all the way out and get another pudding before you run out of headphone.
That's right. I have actually measured it. I can reach the fridge. It's
His
fantastic.
headphone cable is just long enough to get to Domino's.
You can maintain telemetry.
Oh shit! He's probably not wrong. He's probably not wrong. It is a small island, right?
But yeah, by the way, how does that go for you guys? I know parts that didn't you jump on the no pizza train as well?
Yes, that's true, buds.
Yep.
How's it been going?
Yeah, how's it going?
Been shit. Especially after my stream on Friday night, I could have eaten the shit out. I'm pretty sure I ate a kebab after I went out, but I didn't eat the pizza.
I like how he's pretty sure. He's not quite sure whether he did or not, but he's pretty sure he ate a kebab. There's a
What happened
99%
the next day
possibility.
was bad. What happened the next
Okay,
day
so
was bad.
here's all I'm gonna say is today it's a kebab. Yesterday it was a burrito.
Oh yeah, it's
It wa-
actually you're not wrong. Well remembered, Solly. When he was telling us it was a burrito, now it's a kebab. It was some sort of
Well, it
phallic
was one or
shaped
the other.
object which he shoved in his face. That's all we know at this point.
was one or the
Crazy. I'm wearing my. I know what's going on tonight, boys and girls. So I'm wearing my Targaryen shirt. We're ready for it. No spoilers in the chat, but
Oh,
it's
nice.
gonna be. I'm
Oh,
excited. Are you guys
okay,
excited?
going on
That's gonna
tonight?
be-
Not talking about Game of Thrones.
We're not talking about it. I'm just saying I'm ready for
Yeah,
it.
I think I'm gonna watch it before I go to bed today because I
Is-
don't want to get spoiled.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
It's
gonna watch
been
it.
9 years.
I'm gonna watch it the minute it's released. I'm not gonna take any chances.
That's a joke. And well, nice product placement there, Solly. Are we getting sponsorship money for that, by the way? That Robert wants to know.
That'd be nice.
Hey, Solly. The internet cable's unplugged.
Oh Jesus!
Like a Jackson Pollock,
Hey,
That does look kind of like the back of my
hey,
monitor.
Mega,
sir.
can I borrow that sword in your background for a minute?
He's gonna end him. He's gonna end
My
him.
diamond sword.
No, I'm not gonna end him. I'm just gonna go into that room with the sword and just cut it all
I
out.
think the world will turn off. Honestly, it looks like everything in the
It's
entire
about
planet is
time.
plugged in.
You can't have that kind of bullshit running around.
That's got to be Australian cable management right there. That's all I can
Yeah.
say.
So
Yeah.
I ran a specific Cat 6 to my new setup here just
Yeah?
for my PC.
Mm.
So all my consoles are still on Cat 5 because I have a bunch of network drops already down here. But I actually ran a specific Cat 6 directly to the router, and
The router?
we even stapled it into the rafters.
What, you stapled it into the rafters? Is that secure? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
they're
staple
cable
through the
staples
cable.
with the little bracket.
See, now you're saying things like if someone told me to go staple a cable to the rafters, I don't think
He'd literally staple it.
I'd take the staple gun and be like, I don't know if this is gonna
Yep.
work, guys, but it's definitely
He'd take
secure.
like Dory would take like an
Excuse me.
office stapler and walk
Yeah.
up.
What
and
else
hit
are you
it
supposed
right
to
in the
use?
center of the cable.
What are you supposed to use? I don't have anything else.
I
That
don't
sounds
know,
like the right way to do it. To
staple
me.
gun, maybe.
A staple gun, a pneumatic stapler.
Yeah,
So a
it's,
staple gun.
it's a plastic clip with 2 nails in it. You just place it over the cable and hammer the 2 nails in.
You know, that sounds like a professional.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done
It's
it.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
The guy.
Dory had missed and hit the cable.
There was a guy that
Only
was
after Saturday.
in here to install the internet,
Mm.
and then he forgot his like roll of Cat 6 cable. So he like forgot it like I think probably 200 meters. I guess that's like 600 feet,
Yikes.
600 feet or something.
But is
That's
that just
it,
at your
of
house
Cat
now? You
6
just go
cable. And then I even called I called the guy back. I got no answer, and I left a message on the answer machine, and then never heard anything back. And I think it's been 2 years now, so I guess it's mine.
So Jimbo's got
Can you
200
make
fucking
bracelets out of it?
200
Got an
meters
Etsy
of
shop
Cat 6.
for Cat 6 bracelets.
Jimbo's just gonna make Cat 6 mustaches and sell them in his merch store.
You can plug in directly to the mustache. What is this cable? This.
Feel the
I'll open
energy
it
of the
just in
stash.
case.
Oh, that's a lot of orange cable. That's a lot of orange cable. I won't lie. Sexton, that's a lot of orange cable. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty good. I think my parents and stuff are here at the moment,
Ooh,
so
actually,
it's
I
been an
really
up and
like
down
that.
week for me.
Yeah, how long are they gonna be?
They're here
there?
for about 3.5 weeks, so they're gonna be around for a while. And of course, the Isle of Man TT starts not this week coming, but the weekend after. I think it's the Saturday. Start to getting ready with the practice and stuff. So I should be able to get out and about and start getting some IRL content of the bikes and practice and stuff like that. So keep your eyes open for some midweek biking action right here on the cruise ship. It should be quite interesting to see. If you guys are into motorbikes or any sort of wanting to watch the world's most dangerous bike race, it's going to be coming to you live here from the cruise ship with a little bit of commentary by myself. Just mainly gonna be,
Dory.
look, it's going to go vroom, vroom.
You should go get a bicycle and compete.
Yeah, a bicycle with the super bikes, mate. And they do 185
Oh, yeah.
miles an hour. It's not quite the same league, dude.
Yeah, but once they crash, you can beat them.
You'd turn into a canoe real quick.
I'm telling you, I'll be less than a canoe. I'd be a canute. Let me tell you, it'd be crazy.
Oh.
So we usually this will be the portion where we talking to a guest and doing our sort of the intro things and everything. So we've just been talking a bit of jazz and stuff like that. Should we go straight into the clips of the week and get that up and running, boys? What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I
why
guess we
not?
could- why
Okay,
not?
so I'm gonna try this new. I'm gonna try this.
I want to see
Find
what
the
Jimbo's
most
got for
horrendous-
us this week.
I'm gonna try this. We're gonna see. Let me
Of
just
course,
load
it's
it
gonna
up on
be
this side.
something about me. Like I can't,
There's
I can't
definitely
do
gonna be
anything other
something.
clips, of course.
Alright, cool. Let me grab this over here. Up first, actually. Potsy, which one did you want to do? Was it the link like 3 of them in here?
No, hang on, let me have a look.
Was it the fizzing one or was it the Abbey one?
Yeah, it has to be the fizzer.
Fizzer, right? Cool. So
Is that?
this one is what
That
Potsy has
sounds
chosen.
very inappropriate for Twitch.
Oh yeah.
It probably is. It probably is.
Monka.
Bit of Monka, a little bit of S. So I'm gonna try and swap this over to this new transitional phase. So give me a second, boys. Here we go. And that totally didn't work. So we're gonna go over this one, which is a lot better. There we go. All right, cool. So there we go. Then I can full
Wow.
screen there.
There it is.
All right. So this, I think this happened on Saturday.
Hey,
So...
Potsy, get off me.
so we can see what's going on here. This is
Damn it, I'm on the top.
cruise ship. You are on the
There's a
top.
long way
All by
to
yourself.
the top if you wanna rock and roll.
Jimbo. All right, okay. So let's see what this is.
And now, another drawing.
Fuck. My eyes. No, come on, it's a full bottle of soda water. That's gonna fizz like a fucker. This is the thing. It was pretty soft.
Now, another drawing.
Fuck. My eyes.
I barely hear it. Kinda low.
It is kind of low, yeah. I don't know what. I guess that clip is just generally a bit low. Basically, it's me getting squirted in the eyeballs with some fizzy water, then going, "This is some goddamn fizzy fuckers."
Not the first time you've been squirted in the eyeballs.
Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
Wow.
Canada comes out swinging.
Canada going for the throat off the bat there. All right, cool. So that was the first one. That's Potsy TV's choice for the week, which was me getting hit in the face by some fizzy water, which was it's quite refreshing actually. Let's swap this
Can I-
one.
y'all-
Yeah.
Sure it
I love
is.
the Rigosh. Go follow him.
Not
He's
as
a
refreshing as a
goofball.
rubber
He's
cocktini.
Great.
Okay, so this I'm gonna pause it. This is Miss Abby Star. She was finishing up a dungeon and she was talking about she was doing a Yes Cannon impression. So check this out.
Streamer. Always a good time. Always a good time. Thanks, Aga. Yes. 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 Oh shit! I spilled all my tequila on my pants, and I'm all moist now. Yes.
That's surprisingly good.
Giving you the biscuits.
It's almost like we're watching. the
Oh, that was great. That was a great one. I enjoyed that. That was Abby Star doing her Kaelandori impression. This one is Jimbo's selection, and
Yeah,
I
and it's,
believe.
it's 60 seconds long because it's of myself, so I wanna watch myself as long as possible.
Okay, so Jimbo was watching himself do some Twitch things action last night on the competition. Here we go.
And I would like to move in just a little bit closer. All I know is that to me, you look like you're lots of fun. Open up your loving arms, watch out, here I come. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round, round. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right. I want your love.
Golden buzzer, baby! I fist pumped at the dinner table.
voice.
Nice. Well done.
Doctor, giving him the golden buzzer.
Congratulations.
So Jimbo, how did it go with the rest of the tournament there? What happened? With
Yeah,
the rest of the
so I
other
got picked in, like I said, in the team Nano, and so it was. I don't know the names by heart, but it was one girl, and then two other guys was in my team, and so I got paired up with the girl, and we did one way or another. And we kind of had like the strategy to go like high energy songs, because we figured that we're probably gonna be faced against like some slow song where they're gonna be singing really good, like really pretty, maybe harmonizing and stuff. So we're like, oh yeah, but if we have a good high energy song, we might win, like, because it's more like crowd pleasing. And then we got faced with that exact song that we was talking about. I think it was Hallelujah. And so we talked about, someone is probably gonna do Hallelujah, and then we actually got faced against that song. So okay, we're gonna test our theory now. And I think it was, but they were crazy good though. Like one of the girls there was like super good at singing and like found like crazy harmonies and stuff. I think we lost with 6 votes or something. Super close.
Yeah, it was really close. I remember seeing the vote poll as it was going. I was really yelling at it, going, "Come on, we need 6 more. We need 6 more." But it just unfortunately couldn't get there. But it was really good. I mean, it
and
really
I couldn't
well
make 6 accounts fast enough.
done.
Yeah, and
was
then
good
but
on
the other pair then in our team ended up winning though, and they were like crazy good. It was like
Fantastic. That's
a Rockstar dressed as a Batman, and then the other guy was dressed as a Deadpool character.
Tough when you're going up against or certified rock stars and stuff like that on a karaoke
Mhm.
style.
Yeah.
But they were in our team though, so our team won in the end. So
Well, that's
I guess
it. There you
good.
go. Does that?
Oh,
Okay,
there you
so if your team won in the end, does that mean you go through to as a team to the next round or something, or was it just them?
The whole dude ended.
Was that
so
the whole
they-
thing? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So then let's see here. What is this? This is Solly. Is this your one? Is this your clip of the week?
Yeah.
Okay, let's put this on max here so we can get it up.
It's a doggo. It's doing all the tricks.
Hey, Becky, sit. 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 Bang! Yeah. Do you like it?
I love it. It's such a cute doggo.
You're such a Canadian, mate. All right, I don't think we've got. I think Meg, you didn't have a clip, right?
No, because had to do all the
All right, no problem. That was cool. That was the clips of the week there, coming at you guys from our favorite selections of clips throughout this week on Twitch. Looked some pretty funny stuff happening there. Alrighty, so without further ado, shall we get into while we're here discussing a little bit of news, live, the universe, and everything? It's our first segment, and it's coming up now. It's This Week in Twitch.
Ooh.
So yeah, it gets me every time I love it. So this week we've got some interesting stuff. If you guys are Twitch Primaroonies, you now get something which is the first time that Twitch has actually done something like this. It's the first time non-gaming loot has been given out as part of the Twitch Prime program, and it's 30 days access to Crunchyroll, the anime service. So if you guys are into anime and you like watching all the different stuff, and you haven't checked out Crunchyroll, check it out this week. If you have Amazon Prime, you're getting 30 days access for. How cool is this? Are you guys into this? I mean, for me, that's pretty sweet. Like, I enjoy my anime and everything. Like, at 30 days of free Crunchyroll, you can't go wrong with that. It's usually, I think it's like saving you like $8 or something like that.
I've seen your browser history. I know you're into anime.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh no.
Naruto. Yeah, all right, bro. You can't go wrong.
He's awoken.
He's awake, guys. He's awake. So would you guys like to see more of
Will
this
you
type
have time?
of thing?
Will you have time to watch anything there, Dory?
Probably not. Yeah, no, quite honestly, like I said, it's a nice thing to have, but I would hold on to the 30 days if possible. But you know, if everyone else has got more time in their schedules and you can actually sit down and watch some anime, there it is. And Doc, if that's what you're into, I'm pretty sure you can find some on there too. You know, tentacles everywhere.
Oh my.
But the question I wanted to pose to you guys about this was: is this the type of thing that you want to see as a prime loot? Because I mean, we've all seen that they've been giving us a whole bunch of different games, some cool indie games, some nice things, but no one's ever been really too excited about it. I mean, I've just been adding them to my collection because I'm a pack rat. I love hoarding them up. I've got all of them. But this is something completely different. This is the 30 days of loot. You know, that's not just tied to a game they're going to shove in your library. It's something that's kind of useful. Is this the type of thing you guys want to see in a prime? By the way, what's up, Drag Geek? It's good to see you.
Hey, Drea.
What's up, Drea?
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Okay.
I love it.
Wow, guys, the high energy show tonight. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, no, it's the worst. I hate it. Ah.
I mean, is it? Would you prefer games? Is my question. Would you prefer games?
I think I'd prefer better games, maybe.
Better games.
I don't know. I'm torn. Because I really like the idea of that. Just like I love the idea of the year of Nintendo Switch for free.
Yeah, that was great.
That was really cool.
That's fantastic. And they're trying to branch out and reach like a wider audience on Twitch, right? Because I'm sure there are some people that go into the arts that would want to watch anime and kind of encourage everybody to get Twitch Prime, which is in the end it's good for them, right? So, but yeah, I like it. I'd like to see branching out a little bit more than the two that we've seen so far, and kind of see if it sticks.
Is there anything in particular that you'd like to see as an idea for them to be adding in? I mean, we've said we like the year of Nintendo, membership. we like 30 days of Crunchyroll for free. What sort of thing else? What else could they give us as part of these off-site loot packages will be good for you guys?
Fruit of the Month Club.
Fruit of the month. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no to fruit of the month. Quite honestly, if we're getting free shit delivered to my house, I'd be down.
Doing that though.
Do you know what I would really, really like? 30 days of Audible.com.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That's actually not a bad call. Actually, that's not a bad
I would
call.
love that.
Now, don't they have a tie-in with Amazon already? I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen
Another-
it.
They're
Audible
owned by
stuff.
Audible's owned by
yeah.
Amazon.
It shouldn't be too difficult
think-
for them to throw it into Prime.
I think there's already a thing for that. I got bombarded with emails the other day saying I've got free books and shit on Audible.
Yeah, so if you sign up via like an affiliate code or whatever, you get one free book. But I
didn't
would
sign up
actually
for
even
it, though.
enjoy like a 7-day subscription to Audible, but you don't have to pay for any of the books, right? You just get to as many as you can listen
go
to.
ham for 7 days. How many books
Yeah.
can you listen to in 7 days, though? I mean, dude.
I don't know how long's an audiobook.
It's like that's. I mean, 7 days, all right, but I can see why they give you 30 days because
Unless it's been read
The last
by
one I had was 12
Patrick
hours.
Stewart or Morgan Freeman, I'm not interested.
You're not an audiobook kind of guy.
Nah.
So
Just-
what I would like to do is I'd love to just hook my phone or tablet up to the radio in the shop, put on an audiobook, and just have it go while I'm working instead of the radio where 90% of it's advertisements.
And
Anyway.
listen to The Hobbit.
Yeah, I mostly use Twitch though, and not listening at.
You're
stuff
not
at work.
wrong. Yeah, I do that sort of thing as well. Twitch has become the background radio for me at work. You know, you just pop on a
But when
stream,
I-
listen
yeah.
to shit
I
running
can't
around.
I can't have Twitch on because, you know, if customers are in and out or my boss is coming in and out, I can't control what's being said on the stream or what's going to pop up. And
Well,
I
wouldn't you
can't wear
just mute it?
headphones. I can't wear headphones. It's a safety hazard. And I can't be distracted by looking at the screen.
So I suppose you're just a lose-lose situation there. Really the
But
right
if I could
media for
put
you.
on an audiobook or the Discord Boys podcast, although that even might be a little iffy.
That's right. The
Look at
Discord
the
Boys
picture.
podcast. Now listen to us with us. No picture. You can still have a good time. It's actually a good idea to be honest.
Yeah, like I don't listen to a lot of audiobooks, but when I like drive to Sweden to my parents, I think it's like an 8-hour drive, 9 hours drive. Then I like to do like
Yeah.
an audiobook.
Yeah, long drives is usually where you pop
Yeah.
on a good audiobook or like a
Listen
plane
to
flight
something
or
real
something
soothing,
like
like
that.
the Horse Whisperer. Just lull
There are a
you with
couple of
hypnosis.
there are a couple of
Yeah,
streamers
could you
I'd like to
imagine
hear listening
doing
to
an
reading
8-hour
an audiobook.
drive, listening to an audiobook that's been read to you by Brinley? You'd make
No.
it about 30 minutes before you
Oh,
fucking
she's
turn
so
into a
soothing.
tree.
You would crash that car because you'd be
I
like,
love her voice.
exactly. It's just so
It's
soothing.
so-
It's so soothing. Brilliant
yeah.
voice is amazing. But
Yeah,
but
like
yeah,
another thing I was thinking about though that they could do, maybe like add, I don't know, like maybe to your like credits on your Steam library or something. I don't know like how much, but
Yeah.
maybe you get in 1 month of being a Twitch Prime, you get I don't know.
one free Steam game or
One,
something.
well, no, you get
Mhm.
maybe I don't know, $1, $2 maybe worth of like, and it puts into your library or in your wallet, and then like
Your
if
wallet,
you're
yeah.
Twitch Prime for a long time, you can save up to get a big full price game eventually.
How it sounds like a good idea. I like that. But how about this also, isn't it? How about some fucking bits? Amazon Prime
Yeah.
gives you 1,000
Yeah.
bits. Yay!
that-
And I mean,
Mhm.
it literally costs him nothing, right? It pretty much costs him nothing. And we all get
Well,
1,000
eventually they
bits.
got to pay somebody
I suppose
out.
they got to pay the bits
Yeah.
out. So it's going to cost $10 each. I suppose 500 bits then.
Times, how many viewers do they have? 2 million.
Yeah, okay, that's not
Yeah.
going to happen. And that's why they haven't done bits. Shit.
So $20
They
million
can't- it's too
worth of
much, yeah,
bits.
They can't,
Yeah.
they can't have more than $5.
You probably
$5 a
can
month.
scratch that
They're gonna
idea.
go minus.
I
Well,
don't
they
think Jeff
just did
Bezos became a billionaire by
million
giving away $20 million.
the other day.
What's that, Pots?
I said they just did 15 million bits for that that bleeding heart, was it?
No,
Yeah,
yeah, when
the
you
weight-
did the bleeding
Yeah.
heart, and then
Oh,
they,
yeah,
they,
the
they
purple-
added
yeah.
10%, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But I
but
that's
suppose
what
it's
fucking
something like
happened.
Yeah,
100
but charity's a
million
write-off.
that
Yeah, they get all that
10%
back.
extra, it costs you like, what do you pay, like 20% extra when you buy bits anyway? So I mean, they still made a profit on.
Yeah,
on
that's
the
actually
bits.
true. They just took it out of their profit margin when you purchased the bit. So
Yeah.
they were like, you're actually getting what you pay for, almost.
You're 10% of
This is how much bits you should have gotten if we had a good margin on them,
right.
but we have 10%.
I've actually run out of bits, I think.
Yeah, myself.
Let me have a look.
You know why?
Yeah, I have.
I,
'Cause I keep sending Dory 1 bit, so it goes Bitnanigans.
The Bananigans alert.
Shenanigans?
There we go, right like that. Bananigans.
Shenanigans.
Bertie says everyone on Twitch Prime gets entered into a draw for a $500 Amazon gift card. There you go. God, the Bananigans game is going on. Need to move that alert actually.
Bitnanigans?
Actually,
No, you need to make it louder.
that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
What if you could, like, so if they did Jimbo's idea of like $1 or whatever of Steam, you'd get like a token, and they have different prizes at the end of each month, and for however many months you like hold up your tokens, you can enter to win whatever
like
that
how we
is.
have the raffles and stuff like that with our channel coins and things like that. You could kind of accumulate Prime coins.
Exactly.
And then enter into
you're using Twitch Prime.
yeah, enter into monthly Prime
Until
raffles.
you
What I was
end
thinking
up
of
with
is just that you just
40,000
build up
Dory
money.
coins that you can't buy anything with.
You can buy my love with the Dory coins. I don't know what the fuck you guys want to add on there. You guys are already all mods. I don't know.
So in like Twitch channels, yeah, it's usually a useless currency, but I don't like the winner you get, let's say they put up 5 prizes each month or whatever, and then you can, but that would be hard to do because I don't think a lot of people would go on board for that.
I don't know.
Whereas with our
enjoy-
channels,
I enjoy
it's
entering.
everybody.
But you can build up, and then you can eventually choose your own game instead of having all the
Choose
games you don't
your
really want to.
weapon.
So you basically it's a loot box for Twitch because you can either enter the gamble and put down the coins and enter the raffle and win or something, or you can just hold on to it and buy the product at the end of the day.
Loot box.
Kind of loot boxy, but I don't know. I'd do it, but I like the gamble. Thank you so much for the bits, guys. They're going down on there. The little bit shenanigans war. We're going.
I like the
Dre and Doc.
idea of the loot box on Twitch because
Well, that's what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a loot box. It's just Twitch Prime loot box. We're just getting a whole bunch of shit in there.
yeah,
I'm not averse to it. I mean, at least we're getting something back at the end of the day. That's kind of cool. But yeah, so that's what I say. It's difficult to think what else they can add to the Prime as a bonus to incentivize it. I mean, you get what you get with Prime, which is why you buy it. You get the free sub. So that's $5 worth of shit. You get the free delivery, which is probably whatever they cost them in shipping, and we get a whole bunch of extra stuff, free games, random things and stuff like that. It's quite a lot of stuff when you think about it that we get in for whatever it is. Obviously, they took away the thing that we wanted it all for. We all wanted it for the most, which was the advert thing, and changed that over to Turbo. But
still going.
Damn it. So it's become something else in its own. But I don't know. It's kind of cool just to get some sort of not just the regular indie game things in our loot boxes on a monthly thing. Birdie says, they pick 10 games that are better than the ones we've been getting. Then everyone gets to choose 3 of the 10 to keep. So everyone gets better games, and Amazon don't have to spend stupid amounts of money on games for people. That's actually an interesting point. Would you prefer to get it less often, like maybe Prime rewards every 3 months, and you get better games for it, rather than getting shitty games every month, just so you think you're getting something? I think I prefer to go with that as well. That'd be a lot better. The ability to hold the loot box and upgrade it or whatever it is.
Why don't they do work out a partnership with Humble?
Yeah, I mean, you could easily do that. It's pretty cheap for Humble anyway at the end of the day, I think.
Well, that's how they do their big bundles, right? Twitch just hooks up with, or Amazon Twitch just hook up with them and use whatever bundle that they're doing for that month or 3 months or whatever, and people get to pick 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, just give them. Yeah, I think people just want a bit more options and the ability to get something a bit better than some random games that we've never heard of and pretty much never want.
Never gonna play.
I did get a skin for Apex for one character one time though.
There you go, for the game that nobody plays anymore.
Played Apex.
It might be.
No one plays. I mean, I got a skin for Path of Exile, which I haven't played in about 4 months either. But yay, I got a purple hat or something. to wear in there. So that's pretty cool.
Another thing that I thought of, like, is there like a streaming, like music streaming service for like royalty music and stuff? Because that could be a good idea, like to give a month of that, so people can actually use music on their streams. I don't know.
Segue.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, I could, but that story already miles down here. But we can use it. Let's do it. Let's segue straight into that. Speaking of things like that, Jimbo, there is a company that's done just that. And we'll just segue straight into that. It's well played. It's a company, if you have a look, called Anjuna Beats. And there's the story right there. In the chat. The thing is, Twitch streamers can soundtrack shows with Anjuna Beats dance tunes now, so you don't have to worry about that. If you guys are looking for 350 new tracks or 29 hours worth of free music, Anjuna Beats have just opened it up on their music label. So if you're into dance music and you play that on the back of your streams, make sure you can check them out, and you will pick it up as for free. So it does help us out. How many of you guys actually use background music and stuff during your streams? I mean, I use the royalty free Caribbean steel drums quite often. Does any of you guys make? I mean, you get the soundtrack from your game mostly. Do you use music in the background when you swap?
I do have a premium subscription to Pretzel Rocks, so I have that available if I do drop into just chatting for whatever reason. And my my opening video has a Pretzel Rocks track in it.
Okay, Potty, before you swallow us with yawn, do you use any background music and stuff? Make sure you stay attentive. What do you use for your background music? Is it mainly YouTube and things like that?
Yeah, I just I've got a heap of stuff that I've saved onto my YouTube folders and shit like that, and then you get those recommendation playlist, and I just go and click one of them, so that'll do, and then just let it play through. Because generally the stuff that I listen to isn't going to be full of TOS.
Yeah. Good to see the Kaelandori band, the band that was playing on the ship last night, have headed straight over. Welcome aboard, Kaelandori band members.
The band's not completely hung.
The band is still at the bar. They never leave the ship. God damn it. Thank you so much for gifting the sub, Megan. To the steel drum band that's currently residing in the bar on the cruise ship. Thank you so much.
Them boys are good.
Here's your tip, boys.
There's the tip. There's your guys' tip. Having yourselves a free shot of tequila at the bar and fire a yes cannon in your honor. Thank you so much, Meg. I appreciate this. Up to the Kaelandori band. I don't know if they signed to the Arjun Beats label yet, but they definitely should be. They were keeping us entertained yesterday. Do you guys want to see more of this type of thing from record labels getting involved in clearing up some of their music, making it royalty free? Does it concern you? I see Drea saying that she just uses Spotify. I mean, we've had this debate on here with multiple guests and over multiple things. I don't like getting my VODs muted, so I try to not use royalty free. I try to use royalty free music as much as I can. Can you move out of the ship's basement? No, you stay in the basement, you boys. keep practicing the drums.
I dare say I've been fairly lucky. I think I've got one VOD that's got about maybe 8 minutes where it's been like muted out. But besides that, I've been fairly lucky with the music that comes out that I use anyway.
Yeah.
Because most of it isn't mainstream. So
yeah, I mean,
I have that one VOD where I'm muted for 45 minutes, but that's because I forgot to turn the mic back on.
We just thought you were concentrating really hard, but it was actually a muted stream.
It honestly seemed like you were just focused on the game.
I remember that stream. It was so good.
I used to play Spotify in the background, but since then I've canceled my Spotify subscription. And I don't like having my VODs muted, so I usually just let whatever's playing in the game go, or I try and just create some entertainment, but I don't have a royalty-free music subscription or anything like that right now.
Yeah, I mean,
and
it's
Twitch things, you really don't have that problem. But I use play Twitch things, and my bots get muted anyway.
but it's weird. You told me about this the other day, and I thought it was insane. But that Twitch was muting VODs of their own game where they supposedly have the licenses to their own music. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah,
come on, it's
I
just a little
think someone
hiccup.
in the management department sort of dropped the ball on that.
You think it's
guess
probably
maybe-
it's an algorithm-based thing that automatically runs over it and it just picks. Okay, I know this song, and then someone's just clearly
Yeah, but if
singing
you're
it
going to
too
be
well.
selecting the category that goes Twitch sings, then it can't be that fucking hard to put in a simple command that says "do not do."
I don't know.
Like, really?
I don't know. I think most of it's automated. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know if you'd had that problem. Like maybe if you sing the song too similar to the actual song, you get that problem. It gets muted. I don't know if that,
So they're muting
maybe
you because
you
you're
didn't
too
have that
good?
problem, Dory. I don't know.
No,
So-
I've never been. Thanks for that.
Oh,
Cut me deep,
wow.
mate. Cut me deep. But yes, I've never been muted due to sounding exactly like the artist. My Twitch sings level is not over 9,000, unfortunately. Fuck, hell. It's getting rough seas out here. Rough seas out here tonight. Holy shit. If Dragonfly, sorry,
I
you're
don't
not
know if I
feeling so
want
well.
Jimbo to hang out with us at TwitchCon anymore.
The rising star Jimbo JP cutting deep with the mustache comb. Dragonfly, I recommend what Soli's saying. Drink water, you'll feel a lot better. Just keep drinking
Don't drink
the
water, drink gin.
or have
Gin.
some more
Oh.
booze. That's probably the way I would recommend doing it. Have
Hair
a
of the
shot of tequila.
dog.
You'll feel great. You'll feel great after a shot of tequila. Yeah. So I also canceled my Spotify. I swapped over to Amazon Music, funnily enough, but that was mainly because I have an Alexa and it was just to do it all on there. It was fiddling around with settings, trying to get Spotify to work. I know it does work, but I was just like,
So-
I'm just gonna play it with this.
Mm.
And it was cheaper too. Honest. The Amazon Music was, I think it was like $2 cheaper every month. So
I did the same thing, but I didn't switch because I have an Alexa. I switched because I already get Amazon Music with Prime.
Mm.
So why am I going to pay for another streaming service? And my Spotify account was hacked 3 times.
really, people hacking Spotify accounts.
I don't know
what
why,
they do,
but
so what they do is they
1,
get,
2, 3, 4.
they get your email and password, right?
Mhm.
And then they can log onto the account and use it, but they can't change anything. And they can't get any of the payment info, but they just have a free premium subscription.
So some dude that just wanted to listen to music without ads and
I was listening to French, like, because I just click on like my regular playlist or whatever, and all of a sudden a French song would come on, and I'm just like, I don't know what they're saying. Why am I listening to this? And then I'm like, okay, time to call Spotify.
Again.
Good lord.
Un, deux,
and-
trois.
So the first time it happened, I was like, all right, nobody's perfect. Second time, I'm like, this is BS. Third time, I was just like, no, cancel everything. I don't want to deal with it again. You guys have fucked up. This is
shit.
unacceptable.
that's
Oh.
why I have well, not just for the music, but just because I fucking hate ads. I really do. So my YouTube, I pay the premium. Plus, I get all the little quirky shows that have come out on
Mhm.
was YouTube Red, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I watched about 3 episodes of that and was contemplating the choices I was making in my life.
Not a big fan.
Um,
Not a big fan of the Cobras.
No, they should have just left it alone. They really should on that aspect. But I do enjoy being able to put on a playlist and just listening to hours and hours of music, and it cost me $20 a month. I think.
$20? Is that how much YouTube Red is? $20 a month.
20 a
It's
month.
20 Australian dollars.
Okay, so it's cheap as shit. Okay, that's fine.
It's like 20 Australian dollars is like 3 Canadian dollars,
It's like
which
3
is like
pounds or
6
something. Like
American
2 pounds.
cents.
YouTube Red is being basically scrapped soon, says Bertie. They're making all of the shows free later this year. Interesting. So you might be able to save your $20 a month, Potsy, according to Bertie.
No, it's still worth not having an ad. Like, because some of the stuff that I watch, they just pound the fucking ads in there. Like, they're just completely going for ad revenue. So if I'm going to watch a 14-minute video and it's got 36,000 fucking ads in it, I'm not going to watch it. I'll just
So,
I'll look
ads.
for it somewhere else. Well, it is. It's crap. Like, they can just dictate how much advertisement they want to have in their video.
I think it's based
so
on
to get around that,
time.
I just
Yes,
No,
they
it's
can tell
not.
them the
Like,
video,
literally, you
then
can
they
go
show
in
it.
there and set it up and say, I want an ad every 30 seconds. And that's that. You
Yeah,
can
so it's
just
down
pound it
to the
full of ads.
content creators who's put the video on to assign how many adverts
Yeah.
it is
I
available.
think that's a smart idea to put if you
So,
put 30 seconds every
I'm-
30 seconds. That's bad.
Because literally,
gotcha,
the
Birdie.
way it
The-
works is you don't even have to watch the full video or the full VOD or whatever it is on YouTube. You've only got to click on it, and it doesn't even have to show the full ad, and you'll get paid for it. So if you've got a video there that's just pumped full of ads, and you're going to get the revenue for those ads, which is I think shit, and they're slowly getting on top of that.
I will say with the YouTube ad thing, there's been one thing that's been bothering me lately. I won't like pay for the ad free on YouTube just because I don't use it quite enough to justify it. But I'll put on like a music playlist, right, and so it'll play a song, and then the next song will start, but they do the ad at the beginning of the video, and it'll be a skippable ad, but then it will instantly start another ad because I skipped it.
Yep.
Mm.
Like, you will watch advertising. You have to pay
Right.
for this somehow.
Well, there's some there that are they're skippable ads, but if you not fucking not
Paying
able to
attention.
go over there and click skip, it could be a 14-minute fucking ad, which I've
Yeah,
had.
Well,
yeah, I
that's-
hate
that's-
those. They are so annoying when I just watch YouTube at work and I'm not close to my phone, and then you have an ad. Okay, it's gonna be over in 20 seconds, and then it goes on for like 2 minutes. Oh my god.
It's pretty annoying as well. I mean, every now and again, the kids want to watch some random YouTube thing of some toys or whatever the hell they watch, Strange Ryan's Toy World, whatever the hell it is. And you'll be playing that, and all of a sudden, halfway through, obviously, in comes an advert. And some of those adverts are not appropriate for children. They're like in the middle of a kid's show. They put on like advert for Homeland or something like that. And you're like, what the fuck? My 3-year-old was watching someone playing with like Paw Patrol toys, and now he's watching some terrorist oaks running in and going, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here?
They went hell?
They're doing one
I don't know what it is. It's- I don't know, screaming shit, and it was it's just not
that's gonna
right.
be my clip of the week next
It's
week.
not right.
Hey, somebody clip that, please.
It's me making running in noises. I don't know.
Tab
Fucking
is
hell.
already
It's one of
open.
those things.
That is my new $3 donation alert.
But just so also the appropriateness of some of the advertising for the content that they're playing, I think they don't pay attention to it. They just smack in whatever advert pulls it out of the magic hat. Which can also be annoying
Pretty
depending
much.
on who's watching the content. And as you say, some of them are quite long. It's not like it's just an instant skip. And you try and explain to a 3-year-old why he's suddenly watching, 2.5 minutes of some random shit when he wants to watch his toys and stuff like that. And it's like, X, not gonna happen. He's not gonna be a happy chap.
I'm even okay with the non-skippable ads if they're like a 15-second ad.
Mm.
I don't know.
like
It's
it,
been a
but
while
but
since
I'm
I've had to
okay-
watch one.
I don't like it, but I'm okay with it because I understand, YouTube's got to make money. Content creators have to make money. So I get it. But I don't like
Well,
having two back-to-back ads.
I think that's-
Before I even get 1 second of the video played.
I think because of ad blocker, like I've seen a lot of the bigger guys that I watch, they've gone around by not even monetizing their video to a point. They literally get their video sponsored by a company, so they do their own plug in their
Yeah.
VOD.
Live reads.
Which I think is great. It gives them an extra source of income, and if they do decide to monetize their video as well, then they can. But they don't just pump it full of ads. They'll have one at the beginning of the thing. But that's really, in essence, what YouTube is. It's just an ad machine.
Yeah, pretty much most of the sites, it's all revenue based off.
But I've seen though on other YouTube channels. Wait, I don't know if where they don't have any ads in their videos.
And demonetized ads.
But then no, they don't have any ads. But then they have like their own sponsors that they like talk about
Yeah.
in the. Yeah, that was what you're talking about.
Thanks,
Oh, nice.
DFG. Thank you. There you go, Potts. You can use that one.
That's my clip for next week.
All right, so since we're talking about things that are probably going to get me banned and kicked off the fucking platform, let's talk about other guys that fucked up this week. And let's look into the first one that was going on. 26-minute unskippable ad on a 4-minute long song. You cannot tell me the ad system is broken. Holy shit, dude, that doesn't sound right at all. A 26-minute unskippable ad. That is a show. I mean, that's longer content than than a standard sitcom
That's
on
longer
TV.
than The Simpsons.
It's long, exactly. They're only 22-minute episodes. That's a 26-minute advertising. What the fuck? That doesn't sound right at all. That shit's broken. Yeah, so we're talking about obviously as we swap into our section where streamers have been naughty this week. Well, for one of the first guys was banned again, and this is another one of these cases that we're looking at of where they're catching the bans and they're saying that they didn't say what they said. And if you listen to it, I'm pretty sure he didn't say it.
Yeah, same. I listened to it.
If you listen to it, he is replying to what the other guy said. It was a League of Legends streamer, Pinkward. He got banned. Obviously, for what people thought he was saying was the N-word, but he claims that he only said yikers and not the other one. And now, if you watch the clip, it's pretty much from what I can see obvious that he said yikers, because the other guy goes yikes and he goes yikers afterwards. And it shows that even at the end of the following up of the clip, YouTube video of him going, what do you mean? What do you mean I said something? Obviously, someone in the chat thought they heard something, jumped on the bandwagon, clipped it, hit the report button, and he once again been handed the ban.
Yeah, and then I think he played the clip on his stream as well. So you're like, wait, I didn't say. I said jiker.
Yeah, he said jikers. Yeah, yikers. You know, so it's
and you can also tell by his reaction as well. And unless he's a really good actor, I mean, he didn't look like he was like faking it or something.
No, yeah. Totally. You think he said the other one, Bertie? Well, you see, I guess it's subject to some sort of opinion. I don't know. Like, for me, he was answering the other guy. You know, people got accents and that type of thing. It comes down to debate, and this is one of the things we talk about quite a lot, because it seems a lot. This is happening more often than not.
I feel bad for guys who everyone thinks they're saying dick instead of deck all the time.
You know what I'm saying? And it's actually a valid point. It's a valid point. I say deck chairs all the time, and everyone's like, "What the fuck? Dick chairs? What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "It's just my accent. Leave me alone."
No, I'm not coming to dinner at your place.
You know what I'm saying? We're sitting in my dick chair. Come on, mate, sit in my dick chair. But that's what I'm saying. Legitimately, the accent can be a heavy thing, and I think it depends on who's listening at the time. I mean, if you've got someone who's used to hearing that type of accent, they're not gonna think anything of it. But you got someone who's wandered in for their first time that doesn't actually usually listen to the way this person speaks, they're gonna flag it. You know, and it's once again, it comes down to they catching the ban straight away. It's all subject to opinion, and we don't have the rule of law going on again. Hey, Flirtini, welcome aboard. Good to have you with us. Good to see you.
Flirtini.
Our last week's guest, everybody, if you haven't checked out already, give a shout out there to Flirtini. She was hanging out with us last week discussing a whole bunch of stuff just similar to this. And it's good to have you back. We watched you on some few interesting streams this week, Flit. There was some
we did.
There were some interesting ones there. How was your night out, by the way? I'm surprised we're not covering you this week. Maybe next week. But yeah, so he caught a 30-day suspension for this once again, right? 30-day suspension for this once again, and it's based off of what he's claiming is not the right thing. So they haven't unbanned him, they haven't done anything, and he's caught it again. Is this just going to be the way we have to learn to live our lives on Twitch? That you just got to be super
he's
careful.
Caught one again.
What do you mean?
He's been banned before for this sort of content.
No, I'm saying just streamers in general have caught this again, where it's because we had a guy last week that was saying something that he claims wasn't the same, and it's been flagged as a racist slur when he's claiming that it wasn't. That once again is what I was saying. Tika, hey, what's up? Welcome aboard, man. Good to see you. The night out was fun. Definitely enjoyed staying in and eating pizza the most. Yes, please. Eating pizza, of course. Of course, everybody enjoys eating pizza except me and Potsy, because we can't.
I want pizza.
Hopefully it was a pepperoni pizza, Platini. Hopefully it was a pepperoni pizza. So I don't even know. At the end of the day, we're starting to see this happen quite often, and it's almost like they need to come up with a better system of taking action, because he's caught 30 days once again, and I guess the appeal is up to him now to fight the case. He's definitely saying he's going to fight it because he knows what he said wasn't the right thing. But he's going to pay the price for at least a week when he can't stream, and the revenue losses there again. We talked about it last week. Should there be some sort of, I don't even know how to say it, like revenue protection for streamers?
Like a Twitch insurance program?
Do you think this is a viable thing? I mean, we think it's a business. This is loss of income, and it's not his fault. if
Mhm.
he's been proven right, should he be recompensated for an average amount of earnings
I think-
over a set period of time?
There's no way that Twitch isn't protected against that, having to pay somebody back because it's their platform. They can take you off just because they feel like it.
Yeah, what I'm saying is perhaps an outside company could do,
Well, yeah, but
you
I
know.
can't imagine what those rates are going to be, considering that you
Have
can't
to.
predict what Twitch is going to do. How do you indemnify? Like, how do you do any kind of projection on what your costs are going to be?
Like you
Yeah,
take
that's-
channel
Because
earning average.
Twitch is so erratic about, you know,
Or how many days bannage they're going to get and that type of thing.
how many days you get, whether something is even bannable or not.
It's just as I say, it's popping up quite a lot, and I think we cover one of these stories almost every week, where somebody's been hauled over the coals for something that they said they haven't said, purely because of the reporting system and the way it works at the moment. Is there probably a better way that Twitch could be monitoring this type of thing other than just the reporting system? Do you think the reporting
No.
system is broken? In the fact
They need it. That's the problem, though. They need the reporting
mean,
system because there's no way that they'll be able to have some bloody AI bot sitting in everyone's chat, monitoring exactly what's coming out,
But they
and then
can-
try and piece together syllables because you're going to get stuff that sounds very close to it, and then the bot's just going to go boop, bang, stop, shut down, and that's going to suck because it's still going to need a human person
Yeah,
to intervene. And
They're just
and
understaffed, is really what it comes to.
pretty
yeah.
much.
Because I mean,
But if they
you can see they've got the algorithms to pick up on copyright music. Surely they could pick up on speech. You know, at the end of the day, it shouldn't be that much more difficult to program that in.
Yeah, but how much you're going to need a massive speech library of so many different people of so many different bloody races and nations and bloody so on and so forth. It's just complicated. Plus, there might be something that can skirt what the AI might
You
pick
know,
up, and someone's going to take offense to it. So they're still going to have a reporting system, even though the reporting system is currently fucked.
I'm wondering if they could run it through the back end of Alexa, actually,
Back
because
end of
Amazon
Alexa's
owns
what-
it.
Well, they do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. I mean,
No,
there you go.
bad
That's
idea,
voice
actually.
recognition.
I mean,
There's voice
it's
recognition.
a system completely designed for speech recognition.
That's
Yeah.
just true.
Makes sense.
But then again, I unplugged my other version of Alexa because I'd literally be watching the TV and it'd go, "Hang on a second, I'll check it," and it's like, "I didn't ask you anything. Shut up, Google." It's like, fuck off. It
And
ripped
then-
it out.
That's because you're using a Google Play, a Google Home, not an Alexa.
Oh, it was free, so I don't give a shit. Just pulled it out.
Inferior technology.
Also, if anyone ever has an Alexa, like in this group of people in the call, within earshot of their computer, and one day it's playing through speakers, I'm going to try and buy 2 tons of candy corn through your Alexa.
Make sure you don't have the purchase orders ready and open. That's basically what we're gonna say, right?
Yeah, I've got all the shopping functions
and-
locked on mine.
Yes.
Yeah, there's someone in a group that didn't, and I almost got away with ordering 2 tons of candy corn on their Alexa.
I wonder if someone had it set up so it's no easy, like the easiest way to buy things, and someone has like done it in their sleep, like Alexa, and then said something in their sleep. That would be funny.
He's waking up and he's like 35 mouse pads arriving at his house or something. You never know what'll happen.
Jimbo would wake up, and instead of buying 10,000 bits, he would have bought 50,000 bits because he would have hit the 10,000 with his hand and said, "I need more bits in his sleep."
I need more bits in my life. Oh shit, that's funny. That is good stuff.
Maybe that's how Major ended up with like 1.5 million bits in his fucking thing.
You
No,
never
that was
know.
one. That was someone else encouraging some shenanigans.
Let's not get into it. Let's not get into it.
Oh, let's.
Don't throw the bus at you. Don't throw the bus at you. Yeah. Well, okay. So let's turn back to what we were talking about. Robert's saying in the chat that especially when someone like Jimbo or Snappy are speaking English and the accents are interpreted so differently, it may be difficult for the voice recognition technology to actually pick up on that. But that's essentially what's happening here in a live environment. Is you've got people with different types of accents talking to different people around the world, because it's obviously it's a multicultural environment that we're on, and those people are picking up things and saying, "Oh, report," because they're like saying something that's offensive. The point I want to make about it is, do you think the chat plays more of a game of let's try catch the streamer out, than they should be doing,
I
and
think
using it for
s-
something that actually offends them. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people will be sitting there going, "Oh, he said this. We must report. We must report." You know, and they just want to be, I don't know, famous for catching the streamer, so they can say, "Oh yeah, totally, that was me busting that guy out."
Probably.
You know, I think that's more of the mindset.
Well,
of
we all
people
know
are-
that Twitch is driven by fucking 12-year-olds most of the time. So I don't know. Some chats are very vindictive. Like I've gone in there and they're just like it's just a toxic wasteland of oh my god, I'm so offended. And it's like oh my god, I'm offended that you're offended. Let's just report the streamer. And
The
What's up, Becca? By the way,
this
how
is
you doing?
shit. I can see why they might be a bit slow with the reporting system because they have to filter through so much crap that isn't real. Like there are people out there that are vindictive and they'll just report you for something that's not even true. And we've seen that in case studies as well.
That's what I was gonna just comment on. The effort that people will go to because they don't like someone, or they said something that didn't agree with them, to make sure that that person suffers some consequences that they don't deserve is terrifying.
This is what I'm saying about most of these cases. It appears to be almost that type of situation. I mean, the guy's not sitting there on a soapbox having a huge rant, going on about stuff, you know, saying it repeatedly in the chat, going on and on and on about it, you know. It's a one comment out of I don't even know, like a 5-hour stream, which could be slightly misinterpreted by accent, inflections, and the fact that he was talking about something else. All of a sudden now, everyone's up in arms, throwing down report ban hammers, Twitch clipping, you know, going crazy about it. Why? What's the fucking point? You know, at the end of the day, like, he's not openly standing on a soapbox trying to be offensive. He may have said one little slip. I mean, it's not like the word isn't said on Twitch. Well, let's be real. All of us have played GTA 5. Solly, you were playing it the other day, and you had the main storyline is filled with that shit. The opening,
Yeah, and
It's literally in the first 2 minutes of playing the game.
It's all over the place.
And I actively was trying to not push it on Twitch, so whenever I knew it was coming up, I would try and mute my stream.
100%. You knew it was coming up, so you tried to actively do it. You're a new player, your new game comes out, new scene, you're not going to know that shit. Bam, 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 5 fucking expletives are going to drop on you. Should you be held responsible? No, because it's part of the fucking game. It's an allowed game on Twitch, so it should be said. So I gotta say, like, the constant reports these guys are getting, unless they're standing on a soapbox being totally offensive, I think it's a bit of an overreaction, personally. Like, there's no reason for a chat to get so fucking up in arms that they have to sit there and lip read and fucking analyze shit like this and throw this guy under the bus for what apparently is a misinterpretation.
Yeah,
It just
like,
seems like an overreaction.
they probably weren't offended by it. Like they just want to do it to catch.
Yeah.
The
They need a
trolls.
snowflake setting. That's all it is. I'm a special little snowflake. You are not suitable for 99%
You are
of
not suitable
Twitch.
for Potty TV.
Yeah.
Definitely
But
not.
that's all we have. We have the mature
'Cause I
fucking
will call
tag
you out.
on our streams.
Yeah.
It's literally there. If you've got the mature tag on, then you know, stop being fucking. What kinds? You know, when you roll into a show that's obviously going to have mature themes, stop fucking reporting that over for some random shit. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah, but
it's
The
I'm not
problem is
condoning the
if you
behavior
have
if
that-
he's
if you
being
have that
offensive, but
option of being like it's a mature setting, so you're going to hear this word. It's just going to leave the floodgates wide open for these communities to come along. It's like I'm a mature setting. I'm allowed to say this shit. You know, if people are offended by it, they shouldn't come in here because it's a mature channel.
But
And
this is
I
what
can
I'm saying.
see
This is
why-
my point, Potts. Is what I'm saying. If he's standing on a fucking soapbox, putting on a fucking hat, putting on a robe, lighting shit on fire, making a fucking scene, kick the shit out of it. Get rid of it. That's not the content we want. If he's playing a fucking game like this and he's making a comment that's maybe, why is he getting a 30-day ban? That's over the top. You know what I mean? That's like, come on.
Yeah.
It makes no
I
sense.
will say one thing in this situation in particular, which is in a lot of the kind of previous ones where the streamer said something that clearly was inappropriate, usually they process it right after and give some kind of reaction like, oh, I fucked up. The streamer didn't do it at all. It honestly seems innocent to me.
Yeah. It all comes back down to what we discussed repeatedly over a couple of weeks of seeing the same sort of thing happening is the ban hammers are flying in a bit hard for situations that don't seem to call for it. I don't know. We're all big boys here and big girls here. We don't need fucking to be put in cotton wool and you know, rolled around and kept safe. We're on a dodgy internet. We know what's going on. Fucking leave the damn streamers alone.
That's just it, though. We're all grown-ups around here, and we're supposed to be, right? On Twitch, we're supposed to be is it 14, I think?
Yeah, but even so, in a mature channel with the button on, 18 plus.
Yeah, but you know there's going to be someone who's going to click that. And
That's
go,
not
well,
my
I
problem.
didn't
The
know.
button's there, mate.
And
If
then,
you're
and
not
then the
paying it, that's
parents
not my
or
problem.
whatever is going to come up and be like,
Button's there. Don't be a fucking
Yeah,
shitty
but-
parent.
The bottom line is it's an Amazon venture, and Amazon's not going to take the chance of losing any kind of sales because of the appearance that they don't care about what people are saying on their streaming platform.
even if it wasn't just Amazon, if it was Twitch before Amazon acquired it, it would still be the same thing.
Whatever.
It's not a free speech platform. It's not.
It doesn't have to be. You know, it doesn't
don't
have
ha-
to be a
you-
free speech platform. I just think it's a little
There-
bit
you know.
overreactionary.
Yeah, but I think that they're going to come in hot and try to retract if they make an error.
We'll see. We'll probably cover it next week, and he's been reduced to a 3-day ban that was already like taken off. You know, that type of thing because it was proven wrong. I mean, we saw that with the other case the other week when they. I think it was. Ooh.
Go ahead, Perdori.
Thanks for the 69 bits, Agamemnon. Ooh, ah. It came out of nowhere. They actually talk about it in referencing in the article here somewhere else. The guy that we talked about last week, TF Blade, had the suspension lifted after the same incident.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's I understand that it's going to be, you know, it's got to be actions probably got to be taken. But fucking, I still say, don't give him a 30-dayer. You know, rather make sure that there's shit going down, then take him off the platform. It's not like he's gonna go on another rant. And if he does go on another rant, then you can fucking take him out because that's 2 strikes. That's 2 strikes.
Yeah.
It just seems they like to react first and then sort it out later, rather than sorting it out and then.
Yes, but
and
knowing
then
that they can fix it later, they get to say they have a zero tolerance policy and remove them immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look at it from the company side of things. It's better for them to be proactive and ban now than to risk someone then going, oh, well, I got a warning, and then freaking out and saying all those hateful words. That looks really bad if that were to happen. It's going to present a terrible image on the company.
Yeah, I suppose at the end of the day, though, it's
Because, again,
you
you
do,
know,
right?
we're the product. We're not who they're responsible to. They're responsible to a board and to investors.
still sucks.
We may
Oh yeah, without
Still
that, it
sucks.
sucks.
And
but
I'm
that's-
like I said, I'm
that's-
not condoning the guy's behavior, and he didn't even do it.
Yeah,
It's just
but
it
that's
sucks.
you know, that's the reality of the world that we've chosen to inhabit.
It is what it is.
Yeah, we're not arguing that it definitely sucks. It's just you have to look at it from their side of the picture too, not just from the streamer side, from the streaming platform side.
Yeah. Well, we could go round and round in circles, and I've got a few very not TOS views on the word, and
Which you can catch on Potsy TV tomorrow night.
which you can catch on Fox TV tomorrow night. Well, it's
Hey,
crap. I
Potsy,
believe that the offence of the word is very hypocritical because they use it in their daily speech, their daily bloody music, and everything else, and then people jump up and down. It's like, oh my god, he said the N word. It's like,
Look, I'm not condoning the
So
use of
what?
the N-word. That's not what I'm
No,
talking about. I'm not saying that
using
it
it in the
should be
racial
allowed.
slur, but yeah,
I'm not saying it should be
use.
allowed in any way. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is action shouldn't be taken against people that have been thought to say it before
I know,
it's
but
been
that's-
proven that they have. I'm not condoning the use of it. I don't think it should be allowed. What I'm saying
No,
is
I don't think it should be
people,
allowed
people
either.
shouldn't be held accountable for shit that they haven't been proven to be done. It should be prove them guilty first and then take action again. That's just the point I'm making. You know what it is. It's supposed to be
Yeah,
the
it's true.
values of some countries. I don't know.
But they're removing a problem before it could potentially exist. It's shoot first, aim later, sort of thing.
That's how it goes. All right, so
Ready, fire, aim.
speaking of people getting hurt, and because we've got Jimbo JP here, who gets excited with his sword, the next story, it was really amusing to me, is a Twitch streamer gets too excited and slices his hand open with his bloody sword live on stream.
Was it one Deadpool?
It was not Deadpool. This was not Deadpool for Joe. And what's up,
because
Azza?
he
Good to
only
see you, buddy.
all his weapons are prop weapons.
That's correct. They're all prop weapons, as per Doc Bugler. We know that. We know that. This was an old school RuneScape streamer that got a huge host And while he was doing it, he happened to be holding his katana, and he got a little too excited and pretty much sliced his damn hand open live on stream at the moment. And oh, that picture's horrible.
Well,
It reminds me a lot of Soul Claim.
Warning for graphic images on that.
No, like I agree. It like reminds you of me, but no, because I wasn't an idiot when I did it. I was trying to actually stop something from hitting my head.
We can only go on stories.
Raiden got all excited and jittery while I was holding a weapon. The guy should not be sitting there holding a weapon in that scenario, especially if he's gonna freak out like that. You should understand that you are absolutely holding a weapon. And when I cut my finger, I owned it. I was like, yeah, I fucked up.
That's true. That is true. I just thought it was a funny story based on the fact that we've got a sword here and someone who sliced his finger open. That seemed to be a combination of the two people in one story.
I like that he immediately realized he could try to make content out of it.
That's it. That's it.
I'm not gonna seek medical attention. I'm gonna bleed on camera.
Apparently, it got taken down though. Both of those clips. When I tried to actually play the clip, it didn't actually work. So I think they did remove.
Of course, it got taken down.
There's blood spewing everywhere on it. It's crazy. It was the commentary that made me laugh was his stepfather informed interested users that this is what happens when you take your dad's weapons, not realizing it's real. He's doing fine and ended up with 11 stitches. He's pretty embarrassed by the whole thing, but he still gets shit for being a dumbass. This is his dad's actual words. His dad's actual words about it.
That's funny.
Also, I'm going to confirm right now, I bet that cut didn't hurt at all until he went to the hospital.
Okay, is that exactly what happened to you?
Yeah. I didn't even feel the cut. I felt the blood running down my finger.
Yummy. Sounds
fresh blade.
Oh,
and I didn't like even until I went to the hospital and they started sticking needles in it. I didn't know, like I couldn't feel the cut.
All right, that's enough about that.
Yikes! That was yikes. Okay, so let's go into something another interesting story that I saw this week, which was a little less bloody but very interesting. It was D Kane. I don't know if you guys know who D Kane is, but he's Soda Poppin's brother. He's currently in the streaming house with Pink Sparkles and Asma and all of them, and K Bubbles. He quit his job live on camera after reaching 1,000 subs. It was quite. You guys want to see the clip of this thing? It was quite an interesting. His boss's reaction was not monumentous, but you can see how much he was shaking. So hold on, let's swap this out. Take a look.
It's a big decision, especially
to
make publicly.
It's gonna be kind of scary though to quit if you got. Imagine if it was someone gifting, it was a lot of gifted subs, because we've seen other channels that got.
It was a lot of gifted subs because
reached 1,000 subs and then you get the Thanos hand snapping it a month after.
You're gonna film?
Drops like halfway.
I've had the best month of my life, and now I've got $3.
Watch the lack of reaction from his boss.
Today's the day.
It tells you what a good employee he was.
I quit.
And? The lack of reaction from the boss.
Oh my god!
Was hilarious.
What? That's really your response?
The boss literally just looks at him and then turns away. Yeah, who gives a shit?
Look how much he's shaking though.
Mike, this made me very nervous. Because I thought you were gonna backhand me, dude. I'm literally shaking.
Classic.
Look at me. You are.
Probably thinking,
I'm actually shaking.
yeah, oh, you're a shit employee anyway.
Okay.
Well, the boss only really cares if they lose a good employee.
He called him back afterwards. You can hear, listen.
That was it? That was it, dude? What? Okay, he said come back in here. Don't slap me, please.
Turn that thing off.
Turn it off? Alright, let me go say bye to him and I'll come back in here.
And that's when he got the real roasting, I'm sure.
Job gone, boys.
So what was interesting about this was in the article that I was reading a little bit further along, was he actually said that, what did that thing would activate when I did that? I have to turn that off. He said that he He reached 1,000 subs today, but he's going to have to keep busting his ass streaming for him when all the gifted subs run out. That's an interesting statement, and I don't know if I would be confident enough to quit my job based on gifted subs. You know what I mean? If he was hitting 1,000 subs,
I don't think it's a thought-out decision.
Yeah.
1,000 subs, you know, regular subscriptions, then yeah, go ahead, mate. No problem. Change it, and go full time. But if he's been gifted, and remember, he's known because he's Soda's bro. You know what I mean? So like, he's got that.
So he's the relative of famous.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, we've all seen subapocalypses happening on different streams where you're going from the highs of over 1,000 subs down back to 400 or less. You know what I mean? So it's a very different revenue stream when you're going from 1,500 subs, you know, to 500 subs. It's a huge swing and a change.
Yeah, before I started counting on that, I'd have to go 6 months over.
Yeah, I remember you said that you went for a 6 month sort of thing. So is that kind of your plan, like to go for a 6 month?
Yeah, if I have hit a revenue for 6 months, I would consider that stable, because you're crossing seasons, you're crossing, you know, game releases, you're crossing pretty much all the variables as far as what would change in your stream.
I would agree with that. I would go 6 to 9 though.
Drea's saying she'd go for 2 months, as her basis on her decision to go. I think that you took 2 months and then you went for that decision. If I recall. The thing is, as well, like I can totally see why he's currently sitting at 1,000, because he's currently, like I said, just moved into the streaming house. He's got Mitch Jones around him, Pink Sparkles around him, K Bubbles, all of these other big names, all in that same environment. It's very it's a lot of people are hanging out in those streams at the moment because they're all living in the same house. It's an interesting sort of environment to watch, kind of like a Twitch Big Brother sort of thing, especially with Soda, his brother's thing, who said that if they can live drama free for 6 months, he'll pay their fucking rent for the rest of the 6 months. As long as nobody like quits and has any drama or fights or shit like that, he'll pay for it. So everyone's kind of watching that, you know, at the moment. It's a very topical sort of site. All of those guys that are in there at the moment have a lot of people watching them where they didn't before. I don't know. It seems like a risky business to me. Podsy,
I think the viewers are there. Yeah, I think the viewers are there waiting for the moment to fail. I think it's a good ploy. They've thought it out well.
Did it say where he was actually working?
It was a retail environment.
Yeah. So.
Well, a lot of the people said
unless
that
unless he's in management, it probably is a reasonably easy industry to get another job in.
That was what they were saying. They said, "Dude, give it a go. If you can't handle it or it doesn't happen, or just get another fucking job." It's like, you know, if you fold in shirts at Marks and Spencers, it's not going to be too difficult to get another job folding shirts at Quicksilver or something. You know what I mean? It's not a difficult thing to do.
I mean, unless you're not too classy about how you quit, and it gets around and you get yourself blackballed. Just saying.
He put it
maybe you
want
to think about not broadcasting your boss, so he doesn't call every store.
Like as it says, they seem totally shocked by his decision. Big Kappa.
You know, maybe give notice and be an adult about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think that happens to people? Like, and that's probably why. I mean, he made a spectacle out of it. It's content. It's probably brought more of an attraction onto his current stream. Being a non-adult about it, you know, it kind of fits with the environment that he's in at the moment, where it is a very shock jock, non-adult, you know, Big Brother.
How long is that sustainable for, though?
Yeah. How long is it sustainable for? And
well, I knew it was sustainable right up to the point where someone got turkey slapped in Australia. Then it was just banned.
I have to ask, what is turkey slap? What is that?
You all
mushroom stamping.
Okay, moving on.
Also, then you have to wonder, so after this run with the streaming house leaves, will he have enough content to make it on his own and sustain that shock humor or whatever? And it's all about who you surround yourself with too, right? So if he leaves that and then becomes a different person, but because he's surrounding himself with different people, will that audience follow?
it's an interesting one, and it's one that does plague the crowd that are all hanging out together in that kind of clique of streamers and stuff like that. You know,
Is
they
it
are
like
all
a set
friends.
time that it's gonna be there, or is it like
Well,
as
they've
long as there is no
literally
drama, he can stay there forever?
they've signed a 1-year lease in Austin,
okay,
Texas, and
okay.
it's a freaking huge mansion. It's a beautiful place. I mean, and it's got people streaming and doing content all the time. So it looks like a hell of a lot of fun. Like if we could essentially imagine all of us moving into a fucking mansion and just hanging out and streaming.
Yeah.
I would like to say yes, but no.
When we're
mostly
all
'cause
in
I'm
our
scared of
20s.
Potty. mostly because I would be scared of Potty just destroying the house.
But that could be content,
I
mate.
mean,
It
That's
could be
only happened
content.
once. Only happened once.
Potty, that's one time too many.
Delbrock's calling for it. He wants the Discord Boys Trap House right there.
Well, I mean, I could probably fit one more of you guys down here in my basement, but
Wow, Drea says I'd just be
Just
sleeping
take
most
a
of the
bit.
time. That's content, Drea. That's content.
or you'd be
Dory
sleeping
does it
most of the
every
time.
Saturday night.
Come on, boys and girls. You can see it's been approved. Put your new tier 1 resident cap emotes in if you've got them. There they are. Everyone should have them. And also my new tier 2s. I got the approval for it.
Yeah, Birdie brings up a good point. Don't you already have someone in your basement, Mega?
No.
There we go. There's the spam. There's the sleeping spam. There we go. There's content right there.
Kappa. Let me rephrase that. Don't you already have someone in your basement? Kappa.
Here you go, Sully.
He gives him the nope in amongst the sleeping Dories.
Hang on. I gotta grab a drink. I'll be right back.
All right, cool,
All
no
right.
problem. So yeah, so it's an interesting one on the sustainability of it. We've always said that it's you've got to have sort of a better plan than just hanging around with everybody. But I can see why he's getting caught up in the hype with everything going so well. Personally, I'd be very worried about doing it on a bunch of the gifted subs. At least he acknowledges it in his tweet. That it could be something he needs to bust. He needs to bust ass and bring more content.
Yeah.
He is passionate about it. I mean, and he is quite amusing. Like at the end of the day, he wouldn't be getting that much popularity and stuff if he wasn't an interesting person to watch. Streamer House, it's the new thing. It's the new buzzword at the moment. I don't know. You know, it seems like a lot of people are going that way, and it's essentially, and we've all seen the success that shows like Big Brother and that type of thing have brought by having people basically being watched 24 hours and putting their lives on blast, you know, all the time. They do it for IRL streams now anyway. Now they've just said we're all just going to be all in the same place. So there's always going to be some content going on around the house. And you know what it's like. We like nothing better as people that watch that type of stream than to see other people on other people's streams. You see the interaction between your favorite streamer that you watch and another couple of people, and you end up mixing the communities. And they do. Their communities are all starting to mix together. So maybe it's a good business plan. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, for all of them, you've got people that are like, I mean, one of the people in that house is Asmongold. He had 100,000 people plus, which we'll cover in the next story, on his stream this week. You know, and that's someone whose community you're now mixing around with. It's probably quite a good thing for the people on the smaller end of the spectrum in the house to be involved.
Yeah, wonder if it drive you crazy not to be able to have any like quiet time, like just to.
That was one of the stories
I'm
I didn't
sure
cover.
that's why they got one of the big fucking houses there. Because you imagine trying to be in a house, not a mansion, all together.
Well, it's funny you guys all talk about that type of thing, and it's one of the stories I actually didn't put in because I didn't think we'd have time to cover it. But Pink Sparkles, Asmongold's girlfriend, actually Mitch Jones was busy streaming. He'd just come home from the club and he was talking about some other stuff. But they were all making a fuck ton of noise in the kitchen at 4 a.m, drinking and talking shit. And you just hear out of the background, "Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! It's 4 a.m." Pink Sparkle's just screaming out of the back to the point where I think one of Mitch's emotes now is STFU. It's 4 a.m. So they've actually changed it. You know, they've made it. If Dan was in here, he'd probably put them in the chat. I think I've seen him spamming them somewhere. But yeah, so I mean that happens, and it's good content. It's interesting to watch. It's interesting to watch. But yeah, it'd probably drive a few of us crazy. I'd love to see Potsy in that environment, just to see him going fucking off. Be interesting.
I don't know if I'd go off. I'd probably instigate more problems than anything.
I was gonna say, I don't think he would so much. like explode. He would just poke the bear as it's going off. He would sit there and just casually poke the bear.
Well, if you look in the chat, boys, as it says, he totally watched a Discord Boys Big Brother. Doc Buglove's calling for the Discord Boys streamer house, so this could be a thing. We've been called out. Maybe this is the content people want to see.
Well, I guess it's gonna be like a light version of it on in TwitchCon.
TwitchCon 2019 is actually that is it. That is going to be the TwitchCon 2019 IRL
A week-long
right
test
there.
run
1
of
week.
getting
Oh, man.
obliterated.
1 week of
Am I in a
Discord
different
Boys.
hotel? That's a shame.
Oh,
we
don't
travel
worry,
as a
we're
pack,
coming
mega.
over.
We travel as a pack, mega.
Dolly is definitely coming over.
We're gonna be knocking at your back door.
Someone clip that.
Jimbo just said it. Oh shit.
Fantastic. So yeah, so let's go segue from the back door into the story that I was going to talk to.
There's no segueing out of the back door.
Not good enough, but I can't believe you said that. That was so funny. So we're talking about Asmongold, part of the streamer house that we've just been discussing. What an absolute week he has had on Twitch this week. And him and Soda Poppin have been doing a hell of a lot. It's been WoW Classic week. You guys must have seen it. Even if we do watch a lot of WoW players these days anyway. I know you guys aren't WoW players yourselves, but we watch a lot of WoW players. And it's been the buzz. There's a WoW player here. It's been the buzzword of the week. It's Twitch Classic. There's the clip, Jimbo. That's mine for next week. That's mine for next week. And the URL.
The clip section is just going to turn into the highlights of last week's podcast.
Yeah, no doubt.
So basically, if you have a look at that one, it's been a fantastic week for WoW Classic. World of Warcraft pulling in over 150,000 viewers on Twitch this week. It's been insane, the amount of coverage that it's been getting. Asmongold hitting over 100,000 himself. Soda Poppin sitting around about 50k himself most of the time. Dead game? I don't think so, boys. World of Warcraft is going strong, and Classic looks like it's going to be a good one. Now, for you guys that have never played WoW, would you guys get into WoW Classic? It's like starting at the beginning, and realize that this is the game that spawned 15 years worth of addiction for most people. It's a fucking good game, and when you've got people that have played this for 15 years that are going back, and essentially it's starting from the beginning. It's how we all fell in love with the game. Everyone starts on an even keel. Why not, boys? Could be fun. Would it be enticing?
As long as the game's not like classic, because the original classic was a bit fucked. They had to do some tweaking along the way.
I've watched Asmon talking about it all day today. Even Venruki from Method and stuff was putting on YouTube videos saying, "Holy shit, I thought it was gonna suck, but WoW Classic is unbelievable. It is really good. It is really good."
I'd like to get in and have a crack at it. Like as you said, it was the game that I fell in love with. It was the long, hard, arduous fucking grind. Because you didn't have 120 million fucking levels you had to get through. You had to get to 60.
But that's exactly what they're talking about. They're saying that it's actually difficult content. I mean, Venruki was saying you pull more than one mob, you fucked. You have popping potions and using all sorts of shit. It's not like now. I mean, you saw what happens now. We roll in on demon hunters and something like that. We fucking AoE the entire village and kill everything. You know what I mean? It's a completely different game. Classic, you're in there pulling individual things, doing a whole bunch of stuff. It's a different game completely. I don't know. I'm gonna check it out. I think it's gonna be.
I remember going around having to use mana potions, and you're limited to how many you can use in a fight. You'd have to go in there using the old scrolls even. You'd use everything that you possibly could, and then you'd have to go and fucking farm a heap of money.
Well, it's not a heap of money, dude. Like ours, literally, I think 4 gold is like huge amounts of cash in that game at the moment. Like
it is.
Gold.
That's what I mean.
I mean, I did a quest today. Actually, you know what? I fished up 3 things out of the damn river today, which were junk, and I sold them for 30 gold. So the inflation is insane. You know what I mean? Like, it's a completely different economy. It's nice to go back to the classic. I don't know. I think it's going to be good. I can't believe none of you guys are going to be enticed into a little bit of WoW action starting from the beginning.
I'll tell you what, if you give me the client for free and
how about if
Twitch gives me a 1 month
if we spot you a 1 month sub,
I'd probably play for 2 days.
On more than 2 days. Get it into your blood, nigga.
I tell you what. maybe if once work slows down a little bit, I might hop in. If one of the Discord boys who currently does not play WoW will play it with me.
You make us just said he would. There we go. So there we go. Okay, we'll get you guys
You
in.
got 2 days.
I don't give a shit. You say 2 days. You won't stop once you're in. You won't stop once you're in. All I want is you just to take that first bite, Megan. Just take the first bite.
Literally, the only reason I'm okay to try it is because, you know, on Twitch, most weeks I spend a good chunk of time on Twitch, and there's a fair amount of that watching WoW, but I still know nothing about the game.
This is your time to learn. Imagine what it'll be like watching WoW streams when you've actually had a go and you know what's going on yourself.
I'm
It's
scared
gonna be
it's
fun.
gonna ruin them for me.
It won't. It's gonna make you go, "Oh, this is amazing." I'm telling you. Let's do this. Let's do this. It's gonna be great.
It's going back to when everything was the way it should be. Like as I was saying, where was it? Some things it's so grinding, and some of the bloody mechanics were shit. Yeah, some of the mechanics were shit, and you had to really work around them. But the grind was the reward. Like
That's
if you
it.
wanted
And
to
that's
get,
what a lot of the guys have been
if you
saying.
wanted to get the levels, you ground like fuck, and you put in the hours. It's not a game for casuals like it is now.
Hang on. I'm sorry, not you guys.
No, okay, Soul's just running away. There we go.
Not excited. Not excited.
You're not excited? Oh, we're gonna fit it into your Twitch
No,
sync
not really.
schedule. That's why.
do a full re-release of City
always
of Heroes, and I'll be on board.
City of Heroes, eh? It's actually funny because if you read the article, the guy at the
Made
bottom
it
says,
solely.
I spent most of my childhood playing City of Heroes instead of WoW and had a similar euphoria when finding out I could play in Atlas Park again.
Mhm.
Though fleeting for me, WoW streamers may not feel the same way. It's just the beginning of World of Warcraft Classic. So it's funny that you actually related to the exact game that this person put into the article.
Speaking of old game, I've pulled out something ancient for. I think I'll do.
Was it from
Is it TOS?
Yeah, it's just about from my fucking childhood. Actually, I was a child when it came out. It came out in 1997. I can't wait to play that on Wednesday.
What are you whipping out on Wednesday?
My dick. I mean,
Oh Jesus!
Wait, why are you doing a stream from
no,
your deck?
Blade Runner.
Why are you on deck? Why are you on deck?
Oh,
What
Blade
are you
Runner.
talking about?
Point and click. That was a good one.
Yeah, the old point and click game. Blade
What
Runner.
game? Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Blade Runner.
Oh, Blade Runner. Oh, yeah, that is old school. That is old school.
Yeah, it's so old that it's still done like block pixels. I had it on full screen the other day, and I'm like, I need to sit like 30 yards back before it looks like something that resembles a character, but it's awesome. So
Delbrock says COH is playable now, and it's just as much fun as he remembers, Mega. So there you go.
Yeah.
If you're looking for City of Heroes, maybe there's something that you can check out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Could be interesting.
City of Heroes, I'll put that down as well.
All right, so
I'll
let's
look at it.
let's jump off the WoW bandwagon now that we've successfully rallied a few people to join us in the WoW Classic when it drops. And you guys have time.
Well,
it's
we
gonna drop in
know you're
August.
going to. We know you're going to bring that up, and I can't wait till August. It's going
It's
to
gonna be
fun.
so good, bro. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
You and
So
me
that's when it
on
comes out, August?
Alliance.
Oh God,
That-
Alliance. Oh.
So if it comes out
Nice,
in
the
August,
chance
that
for
actually
it to-
kind of works out because then I can actually hop on and play it because August should be fairly slow for me.
And it's a slow game, you know what I mean? So we are not going Alliance. For fuck's sake, disgusting.
You already
Disgusting.
fist pumped. You're going to Alliance.
I
You're
am
coming
not
over.
going Alliance. You can die. Not gonna
Hey,
happen. What the fuck? I'll come and kill you. Easy mode.
Dragonfly Guard, can you do me a real big favor right now? Can you clip Dory fist bumping for the Alliance?
I did not fist pump for the
And
Alliance.
just-
Did not
you
fist
did.
pump for the Alliance. There was no fist pumping for any Alliance at all.
There was.
Boo. Don't put words in my
Dory
mouth.
glory for the Alliance.
This is bullshit. This is
That's what I heard.
bullshit. This is bullshit.
What I heard was I love the Alliance and nothing else.
That's now
Yeah, I'm
that's
pretty
total
sure
trash.
you and I
That's
can
total trash.
play
That's
old
total
school-
trash.
Old school WoW
Glory
and
for
on the
the
Alliance, and you go
Alliance.
yes.
No.
The glory
No.
of Dory.
Out of context. Out of context. I'll clip it.
Doesn't matter. It's content.
Look. I'll discuss
Must be
it.
true.
I'll discuss it in a mature manner since we're on the mature show tonight. Listen, I haven't ever played the Alliance storyline. I don't know any of the Alliance storyline for 120 levels worth of shit. It could be interesting, but it would burn my soul. It would burn my soul to play for the Alliance because I never have and I never will. Fuck that shit.
Major's got something interesting in chat there. He says he heard Dory's glory hole for the Alliance.
Yeah, because that's all they're gonna get. No, don't. What is this alliance trash?
Nice.
We're moving straight on to the next story. This is
Good
luck.
ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Let's
Getting
have
out
a
of
look.
hand.
Hmm.
It's getting out of
Hey,
hand.
Dory,
All right.
step
We're
away
gonna
for a second.
we're gonna put this clip right next to.
Is this gonna be
Potsy
your guys'
opening
clip of the
Funko
week?
Pop.
Good lord.
Oh, I am going to search
There-
for something for my clip of the week
there's a
next
fist
week.
bump.
There
Dory,
is no
fist bump for the Alliance.
There's no fist
It's
bump.
there.
For that. Enough of this.
It was.
Enough of this. I'm tired. This freaking alliance trash. Trash talk.
I'm sending it to Abby.
No, don't. Oh, come on. She'll know you're lying, talking shit anyway.
No, she won't. She
no,
believe me,
she-
love.
Yeah, no,
You
she
got the
will, because
clip right
she knows
there.
that's. I'm gonna fucking clip myself saying this is out of context right now. Don't believe these boys at all. I'm gonna clip that and send that afterwards. So fuck you guys.
I also have a clip of Abby talking about playing with an Alliance character.
Exactly. That's all clipping us out of context. And by the way, Doc Buglove, thank you for coming over to the glorious Horde side. You can't deny that it is much better on this side of the fence. Team Red all the way. Team Blue, sorry for you. That's what it's all
He
about.
also says you owe him for switching, so you have to switch now.
Always wonderful classic. Not for. We'll talk. This is another entire podcast, the Horde versus Alliance discussion.
Yeah,
If
'cause
you guys are gonna play it,
Alliance.
if you guys are gonna play and take it seriously, then we'll have a full-on discussion as to the reasons why Horde is way better than the Alliance, and you guys should definitely not be thinking about playing that.
No, we
I said
won't.
I'd play it. I
Because
never
who
said I'd take
plays
it
a fucking
seriously.
human in a fucking fantasy game, people? Who wants to be a gnome? Nobody. It's not right. It's not right, and it shouldn't be tolerated. Team Blue needs to go down. Fuck the Alliance.
Hashtag Dory for the Alliance.
Oh god.
Can we get that trending right next to Blame Potsy TV?
No, you'll never catch Blame Potsy TV. That thing's gone.
I'm pretty sure
Um,
I've got a photo somewhere of Dory holding up his Alliance wallet.
Oh my word, you do actually. That's totally out of context.
Can we title this the Discord Boys for the Alliance?
This is terrible. This is definitely getting at hand. We're changing topics.
Not too late. Dory for the Alliance.
Oh my god.
This is.
I'm
how
gonna
we
be an undead
future-proof
warlock.
the podcast for WoW content. We
Actually, I
just
might be an
bring
undead
up the-
priest. I think I'm gonna go undead priest. I'm gonna go undead priest for. Although technically dwarf priest is probably. But if I do ever go alliance, which I'll never do, it'll be a dwarf priest. But I'll be playing an undead priest. No, yes,
No,
Ken, it's
you
still
wanna
not
go
wild.
gnome
It's that's
priest.
only on Saturday
Gnome
nights.
priest rock.
Only on Saturday nights, but good try. I'll try. I'll give you one of those.
I'll do a yes, Cannon.
There it is.
Yes.
Yes, no, you gotta spill that drink on yourself. You gotta spill a drink on yourself. You're not doing it right.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's
you
a-
gotta
it's a
spill
very-
that drink on yourself.
It's a very dark drink on a very white shirt. That'll be
Yeah,
great.
that's
That
why I
would look
didn't spill
really
it.
good,
That's
actually. That
why
would look
exactly
great.
why I didn't spill it. I actually really like this shit.
all right. Let's get
It's
back
almost
into the
as nice
serious
as-
topic. Get back into the serious topic here. All right, so this next story was an interesting one. This alliance thing is getting out of hand. Holy shit! You make one flipping comment that wasn't even made, and it's going mad. This is what I was talking about. Contextual.
Fist pumping the Alliance.
This
Alliance. Oh shit.
No alliance. Boo alliance. Boo. Anyway,
It was Alliance. Oh shit. We're
what's
in
up,
public.
Sanchez? How you doing, mate? Good to have you here. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. All right, so the next story that we're going to look at
Hey,
is
Sanchez.
something that was interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this one. Is a Twitch streamer came under fire for randomly banning guys out of the chat. So if you read the article on this one, it's quite an interesting one. She was basically saying, and if you watch the clip, it's still there. The clip is playable. She received criticism after boasting about the number of men that she had permanently banned from the platform. Not just her channel, but banned from the platform. She claims it was in her own defense and that the clip's out of context. But if you watch it, she talks about the fact that she has a Twitch staff admin that sits in her chat. And she basically sends him a whisper every now and again when she feels that someone's stepped out of line and gets the person completely banned off of the entire platform. Is this an abuse of power, boys? Should this shit be allowed?
100% yes.
And what is the stance that people should be taking on this one? Because
But
admittedly,
then again, don't talk
these-
shit. Don't talk shit and harass streamers as well.
But this is what I'm saying.
you won't get
Admittedly,
banned.
she's got people that are talking shit. But should she be flexing that she's got admins on her side that are taking people not just out of her channel but off the entire platform based on what she has
No.
to say? I don't know. I
If-
think that's crossing the fucking line. If you ask, that's
If
throwing
she
away.
has a problem with a viewer, make that viewer not able to see her chat off the platform, unacceptable. You can't. That is up to. It is up to Twitch staff and admin. But just because they see or are told that they don't like this person, that the streamer has had a bad interaction one time, doesn't deserve to get kicked off. We get, as streamers, get 3 strikes.
Yeah.
Why does the viewer instantly get kicked off?
Did that just arrive, Mega?
Ooh!
I was
my
like, hey, I haven't seen that mug on
Special
previous.
edition right-handed soul receptacle.
Ah, that's right.
Yes, but here's the deal: is I left the backside empty so that I can sign it at TwitchCon 2019.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Autographable mugs coming from the Soul Claim collection. Check it out if you haven't already at his merch store.
But hang on,
I don't know.
I will
I'm
match
pretty
that.
sure that even with my one, I've got
I got room
to
to
sign.
sign mine over here. I just know how to use space correctly.
I'm just gonna do some
But
some
back
switcheroos
to
here.
the topic at hand. Yeah, I think it's a bullshit and abuse of power.
But then
Mega-
again,
Not
again,
even so
Potsy,
much
all
abuse of power.
then again, though, Potsy, all the shitheads that you have banned in the other streams. I mean,
Yeah, I've banned them in the streams. I haven't
yeah,
banned them
and
off the
I think
platform.
many of them could have been deserved banned from the whole of Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
If you go in and
some
type shit
can
in people's streams, I think it, and that's what I also miss, that when you report someone, we need that like confirmation. Okay, this guy, you have reported him, and he has been reported by other people as well. This guy has been permanently banned from Twitch.
Do you think there should be transparency in the reporting system so that if you sit in there as a person that's now been, whatever, kick banned or whatever it is, should you have the right to know who reported you and who's the admin involved in banning you off of the sites, or is it just sorry for you?
No, because then you're
wrecked?
going to have that vindictive nature. It's like, oh, you
Yep.
reported me. I'm
Yep.
going to go, oh, you're a streamer. I'm going to come and harass you. No, there shouldn't be
Yeah,
that sort of transparency. But there should be something there in place that if you have enough fucking reports ticking up on your name or on your profile or some shit like that, then admin should come along and go, this person seems like a problem. Let's check it out.
So-
And they have the power to do that.
They do, but what's happening in this case is that she's just saying, hey, I don't like this guy, get him off of the whole of Twitch, and they're getting their whole
that's-
account banned.
that's-
Yeah, no, that's fucked. That's
So-
fucked.
I don't know if that's
Because she might take offense to something that's not even, offensive.
It is, Jimbo. If you
It's
read
just
at the
her
bottom
being a
of
special
the thing,
snowflake.
they actually
Don't know.
comment that Kaylee is, of course, within her right to remove users from her chat at her whim, but having users banned from the site entirely is another step that requires Twitch itself to take action. So she shouldn't be getting this admin guy because, like she says, she gets the admin to remove them from the fucking site. It's not just her chat.
and then it's not she that's doing it. Though.
No, it's not
Yeah,
her,
yeah,
but
it's an
she's got
admin doing
she's
it.
got
You should be
a
fired.
staff who's in her pocket apparently.
Yeah, it's not. So I do very much have a problem
I'll
with
be
what
right
she's
back.
doing, but I have a bigger problem with the staff member. That staff member should not be a Twitch staff member, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's just
Not at
hanging out
all.
trying to score brownie points. That's
Like I totally understand that Twitch staff they're absolutely going to be everywhere on the platform, right? And they are going to develop probably very good friendships, just like we all have. They still have to hold themselves to a greater responsibility than we do, and that other streamers do, and not just abuse their power like this person is.
yeah.
Because that's exactly what it is, in my opinion, is an abuse of
then-
power.
If someone comes in and spams like racist comms or something, like spamming it, I think that they could be banned. They should be banned from.
Yeah,
That-
I
so
completely
Jimbo,
agree with you. That's 100%.
There
If it's
are
behavior that's
applications
deserved,
where it's 100% agreeable, but if she's just kind of like snapping her fingers and saying "I don't like you" and they're getting kicked off the platform,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that's another story.
it's not a case that I think it takes a hard amount of say a lot to take someone off of the entire site. I mean, like what Az is saying is he comes into a channel like here, Visa Dick gets kicked out for causing shit in here. He's different. When we talked about this before, he's a different person in different channels. He might be a certain way in one channel, get kicked out of it, but he's not that way in other channels. And we've talked about this channel accountability before. I think we talked about it when the new mod tools came out. We were talking about whether the mod commentary should, the mod tags should stem across the entire site, so that anytime you logged into a channel, whatever mods had written against you was tagged against you for the entire site. And obviously that's not the case. We all agree that it probably wouldn't be good because you could obviously abuse that because anyone can be a mod in any channel. It's not like you have to go through an approval process. And to be tagged by somebody throughout the entire site, it's a bit unfair. But
I can create 37 channels right now and mod myself and
exactly, and then you could be giving anybody that came in there tags and you know, that type of thing. So yeah, it's just a case of if you it takes a lot to get yourself kicked off of the entire of Twitch, which takes multiple reports, I would think, more than once, cause trouble to a level where it deems necessary that you need to move. Now, we've talked about the futility of that anyway. I mean, you ban one person's account, they just make another one. There's really no real way you can get somebody off of the platform if they want to be. It's almost impossible.
yeah. There are steps that Twitch does take to stop it, but it's still there are easier steps for the viewer to come back.
They're all a way around everything, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So well, let's jump off the. Yeah.
I did want to take one step back into something that Jimbo said earlier, which is he wishes there was a little bit more information provided with the reporting system. And then we went on the transparency thing. I don't think being 100% transparent with the reporting system is good for anyone, because I think that will aggressively follow people in a negative way.
Yeah.
But they should be providing a little bit more information, like we have ongoing reports of this, we're looking into it, and then maybe an update. Your report has been very helpful. This user is no longer on the website. Just a little bit of closure to know that it's
something
doing
that
something.
Overwatch actually did. Blizzard did this with the Overwatch reporting system. I think we've also brought this up before. When you do report a player for toxicity in Overwatch, if there's something done against them, the next time you log into Overwatch on your account, you receive a pop-up message as you log in saying, hey, thanks for reporting somebody. They don't even go into who it was. They just say, hey, thanks for sending us that report. The person who you reported has had action taken against their account. Thank you so much for helping us out, and we're trying to keep Overwatch place. And I think that gives you a nice sense of going, good, that motherfucker was being a dickhead, finally getting some shit taken against him. You know what? It makes you feel good inside, like you're actually getting results for doing it. Because otherwise, it's like throwing reports in the bin. You don't even know if anyone's looking at them at the end of the day. It doesn't feel like anything. You know,
it's like typing a wild email address, like a super long, comprehensive email that you spend hours on, and then just putting in a random address and hoping that it gets to a person.
Yeah,
it's kind of what I. But on the other side of things too, what I think Twitch should do is they should also use the reporting system to find people who are abusing it.
Yeah, because I mean, it shouldn't be an unaccountable thing. If you start sending in fake reports, you should have action taken against your account too. I agree with that.
And you have to Twitch. There has to be a way for Twitch to track that and use the reports to find those people and ban them or give them some kind of penalty.
Or just remove the option for them to report.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Just take away the functionality for them. Just disable it on their account. No more reporting from you, Mr. Man. You cried wolf too many times.
Yeah, because it ruins the system for the rest of us, and the system, it needs to be responsible, like actually work, so that the responsible people on the platform are
able to actually
getting some kind of retribution, if that makes sense.
Could you imagine the fucking outcry from all the snowflakes out there? Oh, they're taking away my reporting system because I'm offended by the fucking planet. It'd just be, it'd be Jesus Christ.
You know,
oh my God, CSGO is an Overwatch where you could sign up and they'd watch something.
You have to read the whole comment post here. So
if you're gonna start, you gotta finish.
Let's see what Birdie's saying. Then he said, "Oh my God, CS:GO's Overwatch, where you could sign up and you'd watch someone's gameplay to see if they were cheating. After that, they've been reported, then reporting back to Valve on it. In the same way, I brought up the idea of a voting system. You're given evidence, and you have to tick a few boxes to say whether the person is acting in a bannable way." Yeah, Potsy got bored halfway through reading as
I did.
Stupid words.
He's like, so it's a large platform.
He was like. I'm gonna read this Ooh, food.
That's
I imagine Potsy was just like a fish, something shiny.
Classic. All right, cool.
I
so
got to CS:GO and Overwatch. My brain literally just
you're
turned
like,
off.
no. All right, so onto something a bit more interesting, and not onto the negative side, but more into the positivity. Tune emojis, boys. Have you heard about them? They are coming, and they could be a hell of a lot of fun. Basically, what it is you can now sprinkle musical gifs or gifs, depending on which way you fucking want to pronounce it. It doesn't have a G. It's
Who gives a
GIF for
shit?
God's sake. Into Twitch streams. So it's a new thing where Tunemoji is joining with Twitch this week to bring musical gifs to the streaming space. Essentially, it's like the spammable Giphy things. Checking the argument starting in chat already. GIF and GIF. Do you guys think this is cool? I think it's pretty cool to have a GIF that pops up and plays tunes as well as just doing the usual funky graphic stuff. Kind of fun as a new way of chat interaction. Would you think?
It's kind of like an extension of the other one with the face masks. I haven't used that one yet. Though.
I've seen face mask being used a couple of times. It's kind of fun. A couple of streams I was watching on Friday had them being used on them, like big weird tentacle beasts on people's faces and things like that. They don't last very long, quite honestly. I think it lasts like 5, 7, 8 seconds. I think you can set it in Streamlabs. It doesn't last very long. But yeah, I think you can get it turned on for tier 1 subs, tier 2 subs, and for donos over a specific amount, and bits over a specific amount to add it in. Would you guys?
But just for the GIF war, it's G and it's done as GIF, as in the same way you say gorge, like GORGE. Otherwise, it'd be GIF spelt with a J, but it's GIF.
There you go. The controversy continues.
Yeah.
Well, even the
know what
bloke,
I'm talking
even
about
the
either
bloke
way?
that made up and programmed GIFs.
Well, it's a
says
graphic
it's
image
GIF.
format, so it's a
It
hard
is.
G in graphic. But in either case, do you know what the person is talking about? Communication has occurred. Who gives a shit?
There you
Who
go.
gifts a shit?
Who gifts a shit? Oh my god.
It's the same like, do you put pineapple on your pizza?
Nobody gifts a shit. Everybody gifs a shit. Let's go. Would you guys use these tune emojis? Do you think this is a cool thing coming out as an extension? Would you guys load this extension onto your streams? Give it something else.
If it's well executed, yeah.
That's the thing is, every time we hear a story about this, I'm always excited to see how it works, but always scared of how breakable it is.
The interesting part about this article, and I hope Dre is still around, is if you scroll about halfway down the article, they actually talk about Drea in the bottom of this article with regards to the gifts. It says Drea, take Geek Girl, Drea Geek Girl. According to Fabricant, Drea expressed interest in creating her own pack of Tunemoji for her subscribers to use. Drea is a Twitch partner with more than 11,000 followers. Fabricant said using Twitchmoji during her streams would allow Drea's followers more interactivity. The pack that Drea is considering creating can include gifts that she made herself. Followers can use her creations to react on stream. Drea Geek World did not respond to the Daily Dots request for a comment.
Nor did Dory's.
So it's like,
I will say this.
I was just like, oh,
Where
okay.
is Drea?
Where's Drea?
Where
will
is
say
Drea?
this.
Can we get a comment here instead?
Yeah, can we take a comment?
Drea, if you're doing this, turn the volume on the notifications down.
They're musical. They come with their own
You and
volume.
your sensitive bat ears.
Those Canadians. I just thought it was funny.
We want the exclusive comment.
Well,
Yeah, we do. Exclusive interview with Drea Geek
They love
World.
David
Hiding in
Geek.
chat somewhere. I'll send her a message and see if we can get a comment.
And just send her the clip of us asking it. Answer. Yeah, it just looked interesting. I think something new to throw into the mix. Do you guys think that there's just getting to be maybe too many extensions? I mean, I know Maggie, you've just recently downgraded a lot of stuff that's on your screen because of Flutter. And I've seen in a lot of streamers, a lot of the smaller streamers too, they tend to get carried away with the amount of things that they want on the screen. It really annoys me when I'm watching a stream and they got those little things, like little avatars walking around and dancing around on the screen.
Well,
and that
it depends on the content too. I mean, it's certainly, if you're doing like just chatting IRL kind of stuff.
Even so, those things are just, my opinion.
Yeah, but you know, you like WoW, so.
At least I like the horde bucket.
I'm just kidding. That was just a shot. You know.
No,
Hey, carry on.
actually,
Don't shake your head.
I agree, Dory, though, that it is really, really easy to go too far. I think I have 3 extensions enabled on Twitch. Just because I'm always concerned that it's gonna be too much, and one of the concerns is that in the middle of my stream, my computer's just gonna explode.
Yeah, CPU usage is always a big thing when you start piling on a whole bunch of add-ons and stuff.
Well, speaking of which, because Drea was just mentioned a couple of minutes ago, have you seen when Drea gets like a sub bomb on a channel?
God, yes.
Oh,
don't
God.
emotes go everywhere?
Just the explosion of fucking AIDS that
I
happens
like
with
that, though.
those emotes.
I like that. Like, for me,
I mean,
that's
it's
kind of
cool.
cool.
It grabs
I
your
dig
attention, but holy shit!
it.
Cool. It is cool until it goes down to 3 frames per second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be. Yeah, but I mean, that's down to hardware and stuff like that. I don't know. Like I like the idea of giving the people more options and things to do with the interactivity to the
it's
chat. And I think with these things, as long as it's not spammable shit, so that your entire chat is filled with musical fucking gifs or gifs, you know, with Mario Brothers playing and fucking Smash Brothers playing and like Backstreet Boys playing and all sorts of shit going off. It taking over from the content of your stream, especially if you're doing something where you're talking. Like, imagine we were talking now and we just had people spamming Backstreet Boys fucking gifs. You know, Backstreet, all right. Like, it'd be crazy.
That would be
as
so
fuck.
horrible. Be so horrible having people paying. So horrible.
No, and like
Yeah, but
to
if you
that
wanted to
Dory,
do that, you could set up bits so you can say, all right, for 50 bits, you're going to have this alert. And, oh, shit, I'm down. There she is. There's the girl.
Isn't it like the face thing? I think it's 500 bits, right?
There it is, yeah.
Yeah, well, a face mask, but you've got to be a tier 2 or 3 sub to be able to engage it. So
I don't think so. No.
So, Drea,
what
welcome
it
back, Drea. We were just scrolling through this article that we were talking about with the new Tunemoji gifs. And apparently you were approached for comment about them. And you did not respond with a comment to the Daily Dot with regards to Tunemojis. So we were wondering if you could give us your exclusive comment in the chat with regards to your feelings on Tunemojis. No pressure.
While Dre is typing,
can
out
say
her
no
message,
comment if you want.
I do want to say this though, Dory,
shit.
to your comment of it being spammable or and everything like that. I'm always concerned that when something like this, the minds that create it with the greatest intent and our minds with only wanting to create positivity and have fun with it, there is always someone out there who is going to be deceivious and completely find a way to break that system almost immediately.
me.
How would you be
I mean, what?
deceivious about this?
I don't know. Ask Potsy. I'm not devious, but he is.
Okay, so here we go. Drea says she's actually going to come on and give us a live chat about the
jump on the call.
Tunemojis. So just jump into the Discord voice chat, and we can listen to Drea's commentary back. This is better than I thought. Jump onto the Discord voice podcast
server.
think you need to
server,
go into
and we'll
some
drag
other
you
room
into the
first,
stream
maybe?
room here.
Yeah, just join the general room and we'll pull you up.
This is what we do it here on the Discord Boys podcast. We get the exclusive interviews that Daily Dot could not. We are in touch with the people that people want to hear from.
I actually thought you were going to say we're going to get the exclusive interview that Daily Mail, can't get, but they just make their own shit up.
They
anyway,
make their own
so.
shit up, yeah. Like, yeah. Jump on the Discord, drag you in, and get some exclusive commentary on that. Jumping, I don't know where she's jumping in. Jumps into the appearance. Good.
She's in yours.
Yeah,
Oh, she's in
the
mine?
cruise ship.
Okay, wrong server, but
I can.
we
Do
could
we all just?
No, she's on there. She's on here.
we
She's
can
on the
all just
Discord
click
voice
into
server.
there quickly and come back.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Let's just hop in there.
We're all just gonna hop in there and talk about it. Let's go. So, Drea, welcome aboard the Discord Boys podcast. I'm delighted to have you with us here for the exclusive interview that the Daily Dot could not get. Can you tell us a bit more about your opinion on Tunemojis and what you think about them?
Actually, Tunemoji reached out to me personally. Actually, from I think it was my Instagram. And they actually had me. It wasn't an interview. They had my opinion on it. Like what can be added, what kind of gifts should they do? Because I know, with gifts, I don't know what you guys were talking about. Major told me that you guys needed to. I was playing WoW. Sorry. I was
yes,
like,
she was playing WoW.
I'm trying to level.
She was also playing for the Alliance.
She was not. She's playing on the fucking Horde side because I've seen her. So
anyway, back to gifts.
So the gifts, and he was really cool about it and everything, and I'm still actually working with him into like what gifts should be included, and he actually told me to send the 3 top ones that I use most and which ones I think would be trending on being used. And he told me that if I can use the application, on my stream and everything. And I was like, yeah. And people do click on it when they're acknowledged that it's there. And he just kind of was picking my brain in a way. You know what I mean? Like, because there's gifts that you could use for tier 1 subscribers, tier 2 subscribers, and tier 3 subscribers. So if you're tier 3, you can use the gifts for tier 2, tier 1, and the base, the basic ones that you allow everyone to use pretty much. And adding value to it by people donating bits to play those while you're streaming. But what do you guys like? I could even tell him this too. Like, what do you guys like? What was your opinion on the application? I didn't read the article. I just pulled it up.
I think for most of us, we were just talking about the fact that it's nice to have something else to add as interactive content for the viewers on the stream. We were just concerned that maybe there were just too many things that were happening and as extension wise, that there were just a lot of different options. Now we've got face masks, we've got avatar things to walk around reading. Now we're going to have musical gifts playing. At what point does this type of alerts and extra sort of thing actually override the content because it's just too much stuff going on?
Right, and
like
something
ban
like
hammers.
God damn it, Potsy.
Damn it, Potsy, pay attention.
We're trying to have an adult conversation here.
That's what you
I
need. You
see
need
it.
ban hammers.
Yeah.
I'll run it through him.
Yeah, but it's something that you can create your own gifts as well.
Yeah, it said something in the article that you were looking to create your own set of gifts.
Yes, you can. And they actually have a phone application that you guys can download to where you create your own gifts. He actually told me to create some and send it to him. So, yeah, I actually did have a long conversation. It's kind of funny that you guys brought them up.
Just popped into my news feed for the week, and I was like, I know this person.
Yeah, they're trying to like get more interactive, which I get their intention. They want people to be more involved with the stream, but I do agree in a way where it might be interruptive, because when I'm streaming and they play it, I can't hear it because the stream's on mute if I'm watching the chat on on Twitch, so I can't hear it. But are they gonna miss something that I'm saying when those are playing?
Yeah, they
You
could.
know what I mean? And it might, and it might like go over the alerts, like if someone donates, it kind of interrupting like certain things, which is a good point. I
How
didn't
long
actually think of it.
does the music actually play for? Like, is there a set length? Like, is it a 30-second clip that thing's going to be playing for? Is it a 10-second? Can you adjust them?
You can choose. You could choose. So for certain alerts, I think it's like they asked me how long is an appropriate length for like an alert, and I said, well, if it's something like 100 bits, the alert can be like maybe like 3 seconds. You don't want it too long, because then if it happens frequently, it's like a nonstop thing, then it's gonna go over like if something's happening on stream. I don't know, because it's an application on your Twitch overlay. It's not in OBS. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's interactive. Not in
it's
your,
an
not in
actual
your head.
Twitch extension.
Yeah.
So probably
that's actually
only
a good
people
point
on
to bring
desktop
up.
can see it then too. So your mobile users
And
won't be
hear
able
it.
to see it.
Right. Yeah. So it's like
that's really interesting.
I spoke to them for like 3 hours.
She spoke to the Tune guy. She didn't speak to the press. This is the press.
Hi,
she speaks to.
guys.
It's the Disco Boys podcast right here. We've got Drag Geek Girl coming out. Some exclusive interview stuff.
But I could actually mention these things to them because I don't know how he wanted to just he contacted me on a or I don't know who runs the Instagram if it's one person. So I got contacted from Emoji by a comment on my Instagram. I commented and I said, "Yeah, I can message you." And then he wanted to do a kind of what is it called? It's not an interview, it's more of like getting my opinion since I'm a streamer.
They
He
just wanted
probably
your
saw I
comment
was
on it.
verified or whatever,
Yeah.
but and then reached out to me, and I was like, I could give you my honest opinion, but I didn't actually think about it actually interrupting stream. Maybe it could possibly do that.
Yeah, it just depends on the
I
content
only
that
see
you.
a problem with it if it was like spammed. Like if it was a low donation amount that made it, it could be spammed. So maybe something with a cooldown. Even we see it in our OBS. We can actually set cooldowns for certain alerts.
I use them for the fact that I don't want to get covered with booze every 5 seconds.
I could actually
But you
look
do
at
get
it.
covered in booze every
Cannons get
5
the cooldowns.
seconds.
That's true. 'Cause the whole fucking chat nukes me. That's not. What can I do? What can I do?
Let's be honest.
It was fun.
You'd spill that much tequila on yourself anyway by
Yeah,
the end of the
probably.
night.
We'll see at TwitchCon. We'll see at TwitchCon.
You're gonna be wearing more than that at TwitchCon, to tell you that much.
Yeah.
So with oh my god, I didn't even realize they put my name on here.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's
Yeah.
this is how I
Yeah,
read the
Holy
article. I was
shit!
like,
That's how we found
I
it.
was like, Drea's in this
Whoa.
article.
We got the exclusive.
She was in the chat. I want to know what they couldn't get the answer for. I want the
Holy
exclusive
crap.
interview. You were
Dude,
you.
this
Yeah,
is
we had to do
cool. I didn't even know this.
This is like streamception right
That's
now.
awesome.
when you're getting
I'm like
interviewed,
sweating. What?
you-
Whoa.
Just send them an email and say,
Starstruck
Daily
by
Dot, don't send it to my
Uh-oh.
spam folder next time and I'll give you a comment.
That's so cool.
Just send them the
Anyways,
clip from here. We got the answer.
knew you would.
Everything changes right now. Okay.
Don't forget
No,
us.
but they're really cool. They're really cool. They just wanted to get my opinion on the whole thing, and I gave them as a streamer, we want to have things like this happen. Kind of want an honest opinion about it, and so it's a great idea. Variety is good, and there are options for it to be free. So I can also ask them, if there's a cooldown for this, because I don't think it's an option right now.
I think the greatest thing you could ask for a streamer to use an application is have the adjustability or
We want
control.
Yeah.
customization on time,
Yeah,
limit,
like a
usability, when it can
cooldown.
pop, all sorts of things like that.
Mhm.
Oh,
You
just
you don't want something like this
just
overriding your
everything.
content. You know what I mean? Like we could be in the middle
Exactly.
of a
Okay.
proper
Give
discussion
the
or something.
streamer as much control as you can.
Okay. Yeah, because they're pretty new. They've only been around for I think close to I would. Oh man. They spoke to me like more than a week ago, so they're pretty new and everything. And I could definitely mention that. And because the max you could get right now is 4 alerts per bits, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. But for like different tiers, you can make them special by making them longer, depending how long the clip is, because some clips are longer than others too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Dre Geeko, for coming on
You're
to
welcome.
the show, popping on and giving us the
That's so
exclusive
cool.
interview that
famous.
the Daily Dot could not get. It's been a pleasure having
Now
you
we
on the
have
show.
2 famous people on the stream.
Been a
Oh
pleasure
my
having you on, and
God.
thank you. We'll get you back on again sometime
Thank
soon,
you.
I'm sure, for,
Yeah, for
some
sure.
more fun and games and hijinks. Thank you very much, and
Of
we'll chat
course.
again.
Talk to you soon, Dre.
See you in the chat.
Bye.
Let's go back to the
Bye.
little streamer room, boys. Let's go back to the streamer room. All right, so that was Drea
So much
giving
jumping
us.
around.
I know it's like a professional thing where we move around and there's no noises. Quite handy. Thanks again, once again, to Drea for popping in and giving us the answers that we all were wondering from that article. That's Tune Emojis, guys. Check them out if you can, and we'll follow up with Drea and stuff and see what else we can find out about it. Let you guys know. So, talking about famous people and funny things going on, I saw this article and I thought, good God, why has Potsy not done this on stream? Because this is something I would think would have happened already on Potsy TV. But since he's representing Australia, I love the eyebrow there. This is the story that I thought was great. Twitch streamer breaks $300 headset as they fail miserably at opening a beer bottle on stream. I'm gonna play this clip because this is some.
Okay, I have one thing to say about this before. Potsy is too much of a drinker to fail at opening a beer. He will open it one way or another.
Just have a look
I
at
will
this.
open it with my fucking teeth if I have.
Well, he
Like
thought he
I
could
said.
open it. He thought he could open it. Check this out.
Yo.
Load it up.
You fucking like that shit, baby?
Oh, idiot. Idiots.
Let's watch that
Yo.
again.
Chris? You
Aye,
fucking
aye,
like that shit, baby?
Jesus Christ.
Ah, shit.
Wow.
That made me laugh.
If you are that careless with a $300 headset, you deserve to break a $300 headset.
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ.
The best part was
Oh
though,
my god.
you know, you can click on continue
That'd be
watching.
like me just using this to open up a can of beans, you know, and destroying a fucking $500
This
bloody
is a
pair of
question I wanted
headphones.
to
I'm
ask
like, what the
Potsy. Is this a
fuck?
representation of Australian streamer mentality, Potsy, or is this something special and unique to this particular game?
No, we've got these things in Australia. They're called fuckwits. They exist quite a
I
lot.
called it. I was 5 words in and he was gonna swear. He was, and I even called fuckwits in my head.
No, he's not a representation of Australia. He's a representation of just morons.
It was too funny. They were too... The article goes on to talk about how Australia has the 8th highest consummation of alcohol in the world per capita and all other random things. But I just thought it was really funny.
We sink some serious piss here, as you would have seen from last Saturday's stream.
That's
Fridays.
true. That's
What
Friday.
day-
It was
fuck,
Friday.
it was
oh,
pretty
This
good.
Friday was like 2 days ago, mate.
Yeah.
It was 3 for me.
No, but again, I
get you in
can't
the
go,
future.
like I can't get past the point of if you are that careless with something that has that much value, you deserve to break it.
The best part was-
I was gonna say, has anything like that happened to any of you guys? Breaking something very expensive?
Not live on stream.
Yeah, but I mean in general, you know, doesn't have to be on camera.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of busted.
Yeah.
Tell us, Potsy. Tell us.
I've broken a number of things.
All right, so
Well,
let's
they're
go
generally
from
correlated.
one Australian to the
I
next.
ran
Let us know.
I ran over my own car with a tank, and I dinged a Lamborghini in a wall.
Wait, hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa! You ran over your own car with a tank.
Yes.
What?
Just for charity.
Okay, that's different. I thought, holy shit, man. At least if you're gonna park the fucking tank near your car, don't park it too close.
No, but I might have run over someone's foot while I was doing it. So
What? I'm not even gonna
Well,
get into
to
it.
be fair, that person didn't get out of the way of a fucking tank.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you don't
should've
realize
seen
that
it
when you're
coming.
standing on top of a tank, you cannot see shit around you at all. Like you've got a blind spot that you might as well be solely trying to drive a jet ski.
I can see where this is going. I can see where this is going.
And take a drink.
Have a drink.
Too
One for
funny.
Australia is cold
But
heart,
yeah,
and one
there
for
are
South
things in life that I wish I could take back, but it's just shit happens.
It happens, yeah.
And I'm still here. I didn't go and fucking shoot myself because I had to spend multiple $1,000s fixing a scratch on a bumper. Fuck my life.
Jesus, that sounded like I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know,
think,
Sully. I hope that was the wine being poured, mate.
That wasn't Jimbo
Because
this time.
that was Jimbo's headset is on. It's like you poured that in the microphone. I feel like I need to go to the bathroom now, dude. It's just
I will.
not right.
So I will say one thing that I have broken recently is, and it wasn't live on stream, but it was live because of a stream. is last weekend me and some of the Discord boys might have been drinking and having some
Might have
shenanigans
Might have
on
been.
on a Friday night.
Friday
And I
night.
was leaned back in my chair and I had my feet up on my desk and I was just sitting there having a good time, kind of relaxing. And then someone decided to play a song that might represent, I don't know, the Carlton, and which you know me, it's kind of my thing.
Surely I'd recommend you stop talking. Because all I can hear right now is I got cheese on my fingers.
I got cheese on my fingers.
I could eat the shizzle out of a pepperoni pizza.
Wow.
Thanks, Potsy, for the
So-
sizzle of pepperoni pizza. I got cheese on my fingers. Thank you so much for that. I love that alert. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
It's
we
good fun.
still
There it
owe Mega though. for
Apparently, you're paying
making him
on
buy,
Meg.
What?
buy the game, buying what game?
Sully's
what-
peeing in a Meg.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. I feel like I've totally lost control here. I don't even know what's happening.
Pummel Party. We own Mega. For
Oh,
some-
that's true. We all owe me. We totally convinced them to buy Pummel Party and played it. We played like 1.5 games, which I won the first game because everyone quit, and then we just canned it.
So, I actually want to play Pummel Party again because the 2 times that we played it, it was fantastic fun. I was shit-faced, but it was fantastic fun.
It was good. You know what the most fun one was when we all played that shooting one where we had to jump over the damn fucking barrels and shoot each other in the face. That was
With the
fun.
shotgun,
With
yeah.
the shotgun. That was the best game that we played on there.
We worked a lot of things out that day.
It was just one of us. Fucking shoot Ponzi, take him down.
Oh, is that how it went on stream? Was
Done for
everybody
me.
kill Potsy?
It was crazy, bro. It was funny. Okay, so Sully, before the pizza so narrowly interrupted us there. Tell us the rest of your story there, because we couldn't hear shit.
So I was the Carlton song came on, and so if you know me, I have to do the Carlton when it comes on. And so I was doing the Carlton, and I just happened to swing, and my chair moved a little bit, and my finger hit the edge of my glass, knocked it over onto my keyboard. I spilled. Not only did I spill a bunch of whiskey and mix, I also destroyed a keyboard. To be honest, I'm more upset about the whiskey, but now I also have this beautiful RGB keyboard that is flashing rainbow colors right now.
So it worked out in the end, right? So what are you saying? Moral of the story is just spill your shit to get the good shit, right?
No, because I'm still
Sorry,
upset.
I
I'm
was
still
kind of
upset that
funny.
I
Is that why you
destroyed a
tried to
keyboard.
spill so much on your pants?
What is this stream tonight? It's the fucking roasting stream. What the fuck is going
Just
on?
fucking bash story stream.
What is going on? This is so usually
Alright,
such
you know what?
intellectual
That deserves a
conversation.
high
This is
five to Jimbo.
sick burns all around. Someone called the fire department. I'm on fire. Holy shit.
As if Jimbo just wrecked
Wow.
me like that.
Wow, that's a burner. It's a burner.
Well, you know how it goes around in a circle. It's like the Pummel Party on the weekend. You all ganged up and shot the shit out of me. I mean, I only got to fucking get one shot off on Dory before I actually don't. No.
You did.
Yeah.
Mine just went to the wrong place there, and it's disturbing.
God, suck it.
To be fair,
It's bad.
we all treat each other equally.
We do. We
with
give
the
each other
same
as
amount,
much
with
shit.
the exact same amount of hatred.
Yep.
We
Some
give
of
each
us are
other-
more equal than others.
That's right.
And tonight, Dory's more equal.
I'm getting burned like a madman.
And next week, who knows? It might be Mega that's more equal, or
You
Potsy,
never
or me,
know.
or Jimbo.
You never
or...
know. I suppose I did just put a story showing how stupid the Australians are, so I mean, I can think that's why he's turning the gun on me.
That's right.
Yes, I'm just lining up my special revenge cannon.
Oh God. Let's talk about positivity, boys. Let's keep the positivity rolling. Keep the cannons at bay. Next story here was an interesting one
Oh,
about
there's some cannons in chat.
there's some cannons in the chat there. Was I don't know if you guys have seen Mr. Griggles before drumming on Twitch. I didn't actually realize this about him, but his setup is fantastic. First of all, if you guys haven't already scrolled down to look at this article, take a look at it and just go down and look at this guy's camera setup. So while you guys are scrolling in to check it out, it's insane, by the way. It's absolutely insane. He drums on Twitch to help him control his Tourette's. Now he's got Tourette's and stuff like that. And he does this drumming stream. I was actually watching him today. It's a freaking phenomenal phenomenal stream to watch if you enjoy drumming, and just his setup and his camera stuff that he does is unbelievable. I could probably even should I play the clip? Do you guys want to see the clip of?
I'm watching the clip right now.
Play
Okay,
it.
let me play the clip so you guys can see what we're talking about when it comes to not just
Is
check
that
out.
the real Sweetenator that's sub to it?
That is the real
That's
Sweetenator that's up to
awesome.
him. That's pretty cool. So let's just check this out here. We'll just quickly.
This is spectacular.
Just
Yeah,
watch
that's
this, guys.
not
Watch this.
interesting.
Watch this clip. Watch this clip. Now this setup is unbelievable.
Is that a unicorn?
Bullet time drumming,
Oh, what the shit!
and he controls all of this because someone was talking about it today. From various ways he hits the drums to foot pedals on the floor, he controls all the camera angles and everything. Like
So,
that. So
the
let me
hitting
just
the
scroll down
drums
so
is
you guys can
unique,
see.
but
This
the-
is his camera setup. Look at that. He's,
I
Yeah, I was
counted
just looking at
14.
that.
He
but
has
I also
20
wasn't really
cameras
looking.
in all. 20 cameras. What he does, that's how he does his bullet time there, is he has them do the shots through all of these C920s that he sends through. It's an unbelievable setup. So if you guys haven't checked him out, you should check him out.
Yeah, that's
So-
too.
The impressive thing is that you can get more than one running at the same time.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I was
true,
going to
because they
comment
don't
on,
like
which
to
is
link
He
up.
is, in full disclosure, he is sponsored by Logitech now. That's why he's got all the cameras. They sent him a whole bunch
Oh,
of them,
well, yeah, that's-
because obviously.
So they
try
send
and
him
have
ones with
that-
different device IDs.
Yeah, more than likely, yeah. So he's
Yeah, I was going to
the
say.
way he's hooked it up is unbelievable. You type !bullet into the chat, and it does that bullet time thing when you do it. It's on a cooldown, obviously, but it fires off that bullet time thing around. Now that's creative content, boys.
Yeah, that is like the crazy.
It's
So-
unbelievable. It really is something to behold.
The production value in that is so good. It reminds me of the Hoonigans. They produce car videos on YouTube, and they've done this thing where they actually use GoPros and they do 360-degree view. Sorry, I gotta mute myself on your stream. I hate hearing myself. They do 360-degree views for cars driving around, like doing like crazy drifts and stuff like that. And they'll line up like on a street corner, they'll line up 60 GoPros and they'll do the bullet time camera. And it's always spectacular to me to see how seamless it is to swap frame by frame into a new camera.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a
if
lot
you,
of
if,
editing,
you, if you
though.
look, there's another one further down the article where it shows a couple more of the angles and stuff that he uses. And because I was actually in there today, listen, and you can ask him like how do you change camera angles and stuff, and he was telling one of the guys there's certain ways he hits some of the cymbals and certain foot pedals that he pushes with his feet that trigger off the different camera angles. So that if he's doing something specifically in a way, you'll see he'll flick the thing and hit the underside of the cymbal rather than the top, and then that triggers off a camera angle change. And then he'll be drumming, and his bass pedal foot will slip off and hit this pedal next to it, and it'll trigger off another camera angle change. And there's a whole bunch of different production value things in there. That's really it's really cool. to watch.
So the pedals is, I'm not surprised by that because you see music streamers do that all the time. That's really cool. But the underside of the cymbals, that's cool, and I'm wondering how he's triggering that.
I'm not sure whether he's got an electronic pad strapped to the bottom or something. I didn't see.
So
Didn't go into that much detail when I was.
I
watching.
am kind of curious if he's got an Arduino set up.
I don't even know what that is, mate. If you want to explain what that is, I can maybe comment. But my
So-
best thing is we probably need to pop into his chat at some point and just ask him.
Yeah.
And see exactly what it is. But the cool part about it was, and how the article caught my eye was that he drums to get over his Tourette's and to control his Tourette's and stuff like that. I mean, have you guys seen any other streams, or do you guys use your streams and stuff like that to control anything like that? Or you know, because I know I've seen you were commenting there, Potsy. We've seen Sweet Anita doing like a whole bunch of just chatting stuff. She does an open thing about her Tourette's and incorporates it as part of her stream. He's using drumming and stuff like that. Mental health wise, it's clearly streaming is helping a lot of people. I think it's quite a good thing.
It will to a point. If he's able to use that to control his Tourette's, because from what I understand, Tourette's like trying to control it normally can be actually quite a stressful event. So yeah, if this helps him get away and to feel normal, yeah, all the power to him. Sweet Anita, she is a fun girl, but her Tourette's just controls her life to an extent. Like if you sit down and actually get to have a chat with her, besides the fucking hilarious outbursts that she comes out with, she is a sweet person, and you'd find that she's very isolated because of her Tourette's, and like Twitch allows her to
Have a social
I
dynamic.
guess socialize. Yeah, to socialize a little bit more. So you know, Twitch does a lot of things to a lot of different people. Like Twitch saved me a couple of years ago. So if it wasn't for Twitch, I don't think I'd be here at the moment. So you know, for mental health reasons, for using Twitch, whether it's just a viewer, a streamer, or anything else, yeah, I can see it being a great source of help.
Yeah, I mean, like, and we've talked about it before with various disabilities that it's helped people immerse themselves in worlds and social circles. It's a great equalizer, the medium that we are communicating across, and the fact that you can have a whole bunch of different things that are usually would prevent you from having a normal discourse and communication with people that are huge factors that you don't get through this type of platform, being it from a streamer's point of view or from being part of a chat group community. So yeah, there's a lot of benefits to it. Yes, all.
I guess I don't really want to get into the one side of things right now, but I will share my kind of experience with Twitch and what kind of sold me on it. I think I've told the guys this before. A big reason why I spend time online, and it used to not be Twitch, but it has transitioned into Twitch, is, as many of the chat, much of the chat knows, I'm legally blind, so I can't get out and drive around and go visit my friends and spend time. So I spend a lot of time in front of my computer when I'm not out, working or wrenching on something. And that's where, personally, Twitch has been very, very great for me, is because it is socially acceptable for me to just hang out and be on Twitch and chat and hang out with you guys. And so that's kind of my experience with it. And it's created better bonds, even though, as I've also mentioned on the podcast before, most of you I wouldn't call friends until I actually meet you in person. But a lot of you know me better than some of the people I know in real life. A lot of you, there's a couple of you that know me better than some of my family members.
This is true. This is, and it is. It's we've said it before. It's just quite a bonding experience when you hang out with this amount of time. You spend this amount of time with a bunch of people in the same environments. You're involved in different things. I mean, it's not like we all are into the same things. It's not like we're all. There's WoW players, there's FPSs, there's single players. We all like different shit, but we still all get together and experience it with each other in a social group setting, which makes it cool in that we can expose each other to other things that we would normally be exposed to, from a point of view of, I would never have clicked on some of the stuff that you guys have linked me before, because I just never thought that shit was even out there. And vice versa.
I never would have been on Twitch things.
Exactly. Solly would never have gotten up and had done a Twitch things. Jimbo, maybe, I mean, who knows? He wouldn't have become the karaoke star, the rising, shining light of the singing world if he hadn't been in this platform. He might have done it once or twice when he was out with friends, but he never thought he could take it seriously as he's probably taking it right now. An attitude change, possible career change if everything goes according to plan, right, Jimbo? You never know, That's ultimately the bonuses between things like this. Hello, you guys paying attention? Hello?
I'm listening. I'm waiting for Mega to tune in. He hasn't spoken.
Yeah, Megas, what have you got to say on it?
Well, what I've got to say is, sure.
Wise words with Mega.
Let's turn to the chat then and see what we've got here. Midnight Rider's posted something in here. It says, I've moved around a lot over the last 10 years, and because of that, I really have no local friends. I go to work, come home, and game. Since I started streaming about a month ago, I've made more friends through Twitch than I have in real life for the past 6 to 7 years, probably. And it saved me from a lot of lonely nights. And I think that is a very relevant comment. And it applies to a lot of people. I mean, even for myself. I mean, I don't have much time because I've got the kids. I'm on an island in the middle of the RSC. I've got, family stuff going on all the time. I don't really get a chance to go out and hang out at clubs, pubs, bars, and that type of thing. I don't get the time. But because I need to be around in case anything's going on with the kids, you know, when you've got kids that are under a certain age, you have to be around and on hand because they wake up during the night and do different stuff, and you got to be on hand to do different things. So being able to be on here, hang out with my friends and stuff like that at the same time is, you know, it gives me a social life when an area when I'd probably just be sitting going, kind of boring.
I mean, yeah, it got me through recovery from a surgery too.
Yeah.
So I had that when I got my iron jaw, which is titanium.
When you became Deathwing.
Gremlin.
Mega Iron Jaw Gremlin. One of those.
Totally sounds better than titanium jaw.
Although I will say, titanium jaw sounds more expensive.
There you go. See, Midnight Rider says his routine has become to eat dinner with Potsy every night.
Vibranium jaw.
There you go, Potsy.
That'd make me popular.
But
yeah, sorry, Karen, Sully. I was just gonna read the
it's
chat.
weird. Like, I try and I've mentioned this again to a lot of the guys here. Every now and again, I try and appreciate just the fact that not only are we able to talk to each other, or even at some point in time just play video games, we can talk to each other from around the world. We can stream together from around the world and hang out and have people from such a diverse group of people come together and all hang out in one spot. And I try and just sit down and appreciate that every now and again, just because, the world it's so vast, but at the same time it's so small.
Such an interesting...
It's the same, It's the same with with the Twitch things as well. Like the competition last night, when like basically people from all over the world are like singing with each other, like sitting in their homes. With a lot of people that probably wouldn't even like.
You would never have met.
Doing it like they haven't been had an opportunity to sing, and then now with Twitch Sings they have. There are people that have kids and stuff, and they can't really have the real time and energy maybe to like pursue
it's
any
fantastic
music
exposure. I mean, especially for that type of thing. I mean, you look at what the American Idols and the X Factors and all that sort of stuff is taken off and doing. Twitch Sings gives you an even more accessible platform where you don't have to go and take a day or two to stand in a queue of 10,000 people. You can literally just jump the fuck onto a PC whenever you've got 5 minutes, sing a song, put it out there, and if anyone who's in the industry or whatever it is are scrolling through it, you can be found and get onto a whole thing. You can meet up with people and actively ask them to sing with you and get yourself out there if you need to do it. It's a lot easier to market and network stuff. There's a whole bunch of different things that's exposing people to, and it's opened up as a market. Quite cool. Midnight Rider says if you tried to describe this to people 25 years ago, they would have thought you were some sort of crazy futurist, and it's true.
I try to explain it to people now, and they think I'm a crazy futurist.
It's true. You try to explain the Twitch phenomenon to people, and they just go like, "What?" They don't even get it. They don't get it at all. And I think I can't remember if it's in one of the things that I talk about later in one of the other articles, but they were talking about the top 12 or whatever it was. Where if you list the top 12 websites in the world right now, you will know all of them. Like it's like Facebook, Twitter, you can go through all 12 of them. And if I say the names, you'll know every one of them. And number 13 is Twitch. It's actually risen to the point now where if people don't know about Twitch, it's actually more of a thing that like, how come you don't know about it? You know about Facebook, you know about Twitter, you know about all these other things. Why don't you know about Twitch? It's literally up in those upper echelons of where we are. It's becoming very, very mainstream. I mean, to the point of, I don't think anybody on this panel watches normal TV. Or even people in the chat, who watches normal TV? Who has the fucking time? There's so much content, and what Del? I think someone else. I think it was Del.
Have you seen Australian TV?
No. Is it shit?
No.
Oh my god! You understand why I don't watch Australian TV? It's full of shit. Like literally, I swear to God, even with The Simpsons now, they cut it down to fucking 15-minute episodes so they can have like 15 minutes of ads on every fucking half an hour. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you don't like ads?
So maybe you should get Twitch.
No, it's not so much I don't like ads. It's like after you see some of the mainstream stuff, like you try and watch Australian like produced entertainment. No.
Yeah.
It is shit. I mean,
kind of like Kylie Minogue. Yeah.
the stuff that I use, the stuff that I might watch on free to air TV is the V8 supercars, and they've taken that away. Like they our nation's fucking pride and joy sport. They've taken it away. And it's like, you fucking morons.
But he's
So
not
now
happy.
you-
He wants his nationwide sport
Yeah.
back.
Well, it's crap. Besides, like a couple of watching a couple of sports shows, there's nothing there. It's all gone.
Perhaps I
It's all
should have
crap.
waited a few more seconds before I put the camera back on. It's just like Saul was going, yeah, as he sat down. What the fuck happened, Saul? What was that?
I don't want to talk about it.
We'll find it off air, boys, and
Was
report
it-
it back to you.
Was there something hard and rubbery that you sat on?
No, I
Sounds
did
like a
not sit
drink
on
for
a rubber cocktaini.
Sounds like a drink for TwitchCon 2019. The official sponsored drink. of
Everyone
TwitchCon.
on the podcast knows what I just went through.
I'm actually
Chat
going
doesn't.
to trademark that fucking drink.
I'm telling you,
So
bro, that
no
thing is
other
gonna
fucker.
go off
Hey,
the chain.
DJ
No, what's gonna
Papa
go
Lou, have
off
a wonderful
is
night. We'll see you
people's
in a
inhibitions
few
when they
hours
drink
for,
it.
for Deadpool's show.
What's
It is
that?
a few hours, right?
A few hours to Deadpool show.
you
Well,
said it, Em.
if DJ Smoke and Lou's only going off to get ready now, we've got to go to 2-3 hours still to go. So I'm not gonna be up late. I've got to hit the day tomorrow.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I got a very early day tomorrow.
Let's move along through some of these stories though, because I just realized
Hey,
we're
Mark.
like 3 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes, and we haven't got out the Twitch section yet. Holy shit! And I thought we had
This is
to
why
know
we
the
have
content.
this is why we have a fluent show that spans over weeks.
Weeks and
Yeah.
weeks. Welcome, Mort. Good to have you, buddy. Nice to
This,
see you.
this is why you guys love us, is because we never go according to plan and we have a great time doing it.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. All right, so let's check out this new story. Thanks, Doc Bug. No problem. Fans can now bet cryptocurrency on Twitch's top Fortnite streams. How is this?
Boring.
How is this?
Next.
What? You guys wouldn't be betting on streams? Come on now. And the
No.
fact that it's crypto, that's very
I
interesting.
would, but it's Fortnite, so next.
Okay, well then nobody
Veto.
cares. Let's get rid of that story here. We'll move straight into the next one then. Fucking hell.
No,
all
the
right.
problem
You
is
could
you're
have
still
told me
gonna
that,
have-
guys, before we fucking went on
Yeah,
the
this
show
is
that you
way more
didn't want
fun.
that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I found this cool story. No. I'm just
Honestly,
fucking
we talked
getting
about
my-
that right before we went on. Like, no, it's not that.
It
Not
is
true.
more fun, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I've taken kind of after Potsy, which is it's way more fun to react to the articles in the
That's
middle
fine.
of the show.
I'll continue
it
to
creates a more
to
natural
watch your
environment.
guys' reactions. Fantastic. At least Jimbo reads them because he has fucking good things to say on it sometimes. I'm joking. But anyway, so let's move to the next story then.
Also, I
Facebook
was late.
has a one-strike policy for live streaming, and Twitter and Twitch may be next. We've been talking about the harsh penalties. Facebook are
Mhm.
going with a one-strike penalty,
Yeah,
and you
this
add
is
it.
in response to the
yeah,
Christchurch fucking shootings.
100%. Yeah, it's a reaction. We've
But-
seen a hell of a lot of things go down on Facebook, and it's sort of like a bit out of control there. I mean, and yeah, Robert, who watches Facebook? A lot of old people.
It's
maybe,
gonna
you
come
know?
to Twitch as well. Do you think?
This is
Currently, it's
that's
not
the
coming.
concerning part is that people are saying that they're going to tighten up the rules for even on Twitch. We've just been talking
I
about
don't think they
this.
can do it.
You don't think they can
Like,
do it?
I don't think, in fairness, that they can do it. Like, I don't know anything about Facebook. I don't know if you have your show controlled and or not controlled, but moderated as much as any other platform.
The thing with
as far as
Facebook is,
know,
I think with Facebook, it's because it's not primarily a streaming site. There's a lot of shit that you have to wade through before you find the content. When you log onto Twitch, you know you're going to be watching streams with a chat. There's going to be a video action and there's going to be a chat. And it's kind of what's and how the whole site is set up and presented. So it's a lot easier to find content that's going on than it is
but
on
when you
Facebook.
have something on Facebook, you can literally just make a post, and all of a sudden, all your friends they can see that post very quickly, and all it has to do is link to that person's fucking thing.
But for moderation purposes, it can be buried within. I mean, you may link it to your 30 friends and their 30 friends and their 30 friends, but how is that going to be actively moderated? It's not like now on Twitch where it's a lot more controlled.
Look, it was this. it's obviously something that failed along the lines in Facebook Live or Twitter Live or whatever it was that he broadcasted on, because it wasn't just up for like, 2 or 3 minutes. It was up for nearly a fucking hour that he was
Yeah.
broadcasting this shit on his fucking
So-
rampage. So whose fault is it then? Is it the person's fault who has the account? Well, yeah, it is, because he was the one fucking doing dumb shit. But the onus needs to be put onto another company, and you can't just go around and fucking knee-jerk reaction to every other streaming platform and say, you're going to have a one-strike policy now, and that's it.
What I
Because
can
streaming
see is
services
what I
have-
can see is gonna happen is that they're gonna be more strict on certain words that are gonna be linked to like terrorists and stuff. And if I can see it like on Twitch that they will, like, if you type like maybe you're a troll and spam that in streams, you're gonna get flagged and you won't be allowed to stream on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean that's fair enough. I mean, I got no
They
problem.
don't want
with
that
type of
to
control.
happen again. So
I got no problem with that type of control. It's not the content you want on the platform at the end of the day. So tightening up
Yeah,
to
well,
remove
at the
that
end of the
type
day,
content
they can
is
just
fine.
open up another account.
We've
That's
talked
what
about
I
it.
will
It's difficult to get that
I
shit
will
off.
say this. I think on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, it's more. The penalties should be more geared towards a one strike system, because it seems like it's to such, and I know we just talked about this. Twitch is the 13th most popular website or whatever, but everybody has one of those social media accounts, or at least one, if not all of them, right? And it's typically geared towards an IRL setting. And so the repercussions easily have a bigger effect, if that makes sense, and you do get a lot more of that content that is 100% unacceptable to stream, such as the incident that triggered this one strike system.
I think it's a
Whereas-
knee-jerk reaction, and it shouldn't be implemented. That's
Whereas
just my thought.
with
I think it's fair though.
Twitch,
If you post on Facebook that you are like supporting like a terrorist group, I think it's fair that they're gonna block you from streaming on Facebook. I mean,
Look, if you're gonna
Seriously,
flag
fuck.
yourself like that, and then you're fucking. Why should you be given the rights to platform produce content, and it's clearly not going to be what they want? I mean, that's like the right
They
thing to
weren't
do.
labeled as a terrorist group. They were labeled as like, no, like, yeah, they weren't labeled as a terrorist group. It wasn't until after the fact that the incident happened that they're a terrorist organization. That was just the media blowing it out. What they were was bloody white supremacists being fucking dickbags over in a bloody another country. I mean, trust me, I've had this shit on my news, on radio, on TV, ever since the fucking thing happened. I wish they'd just fuck it off, because they're just giving them more and more exposure all the time. There was a lot of shit that happened behind.
It's a fine
the
line to walk
scenes.
between exposure and awareness, though. I mean, at some point you've got to discuss it in order to prevent it and put things into place. You need to have awareness.
But
You're not trying to
there was
promote their
other government
agenda or their
organizations
manifesto.
behind it that caused this problem to get to where it was. They could have stopped it long beforehand, but they didn't, because
Chatting about it though
fucking
isn't promoting the
blah, blah, blah.
manifesto. The chatting about it is building awareness about it. I think you got to talk about this sort of thing and not brush it under the rug and hope it goes away, because it probably isn't going to go away. You know what I mean?
It's
no, it
the
isn't
only
going to go away. It
problem I
happens
have is
every
when you
single fucking
attach a
day
name
with
to it.
different people around the world, different cultures, different religions and shit. It happens all the fucking time. It happens every single day. But just having a system in place saying, I'm going to have a one strike policy now. It's like, well, who's going to determine that this one strike policy is going to be fair for everybody? Why should it be implemented, considering that there is billions of accounts out there, and this one time is going to change the way that the rest of the people have to operate?
The problem is, and it's the same thing that we've been talking about with the other bannings and stuff that have been going on Twitch every week, is that it's at some point somebody's got to be the person making the decision. And how do we get a person in that position that is the right person to make those decisions? Who gets the say?
Someone's not a snowflake to start with.
But the problem is, it's not like we have an electoral system here on Twitch. It's a company.
No,
you know,
we don't.
it's a corporation. We can't sit here and say we want to vote for the fucking Twitch council who's going to make the decision on who's going to have the right to ban people or not. We don't have that kind of rights on here. We're using it as a media platform as part of a corporation. You know, fucking, we got to go by the rules of the company. and they're the ones that are going to appoint the person who says yay or nay to the thing. So if they, if they're doing it to protect their own butts, at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to make the decision because they've got the butts on the line. You know what I mean? So they're not going to risk their shit for some other rando to have a chance to say something that they don't agree with.
The one strike system on Twitch to me doesn't make sense, but on the other platforms it does. And Twitch, it seems more creative, if that makes sense.
It's a different type of platform. Facebook is filled with spamming posts of crap, fake news, all that type of shit, because that's the cesspool that it has become. You know, and that's why they need to take stronger things.
You do get that kind of shock drama, and that you do get that really, really graphic stuff on Facebook that you still get on Twitch, but it's harder to find on Twitch, I find.
I don't think there's the audience. It's a different type of thing. You see, the Facebook is so integrated into everybody's lives because of the way it was done over the last 10 years. It's very much like at least almost everybody has always had owned a Facebook account at some point in their lives. It's just the way the technology grew and the way this whole online life that we live these days has grown. Facebook was an integral part of that whole process. And it basically got a finger into almost everybody's pies, you know, for lack of a better description. And there's the reason that they probably spam it on there is because they more than likely would get more people spreading it who don't know how that they should be not hitting the share button to promote the type of shit. Because, you know, Granny wants to make sure that people, oh, look at this, what's going on, put the share button, and fucking, you know, suddenly it's gone to another 100 people that they don't know what's going on. It's a different kind of user base that's on there as well. You know what I mean? It's people that come to Twitch aren't looking 9 times out of 10 for political shit. Honestly, no one really comes on the platform in this way to talk about politics 9 times out of 10, because it's predominantly, as you say, a creative and a gaming platform. So people trying to get this political message out there probably wouldn't fall on the kind of audience that they're looking to get their message out on 9 times out of 10, I would think. That's my opinion.
I really like what Robert said in the chat.
What did Robert say? He says, as a company, Twitch is a live streaming service. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook are social medias, hence their one-strike policy. Whereas if a streamer who has 1 million followers, it's their livelihood, and if they get banned, that's it. Not where Facebook isn't anyone's job, and that is a fucking truism. 100%. I think
well, that's not quite, because
the
you've
thing
got
is, though, Potts,
people that have
the people with the bigger followings, they would not be making smart business decisions to burn themselves for a political thing like that. Like, if you've worked, and you guys know how hard it is to work to get up over a certain
This
amount
is
of
an
following.
extreme event that we will definitely feel the ripples from. I mean, it's shit that it happened. I'm not condoning the fucking actions of these fuckwits. It's the fact that it's happened, and these companies now are going to have this knee-jerk reaction. It's like, this is what we're going to do, and that's that. You're talking about one person out of what? Let's fairly say 4.5 to 5 billion people. So it's such a small fucking fraction of a percent that is going to affect what's going to happen in the future, and I think that's shit. And I think as users, we shouldn't even fucking really stand for it. We should fucking grab your pitchforks and campaign against it, saying this is shit.
There you go. All right, so we'll jump off the political bandwagon and move on to something else. We'll just throw in it quickly as we do every week to see what the top channels have been on Twitch over the last week or so. Let's pull this up on my top 10 most watched Twitch channels. Sitting at number 1, we have MDL Disney with 5 million. Dota 2 sitting at 5 million. Riot Games 3.8. Overwatch League down to 2.7. Ninja 2.1. RPG Limit Break at 1.7. Tifu at 1.3. Nick Merckx at 1.1. Summit down to 9th place at 1. And Shroud sitting on 960k down there at number 10. Definitely a different shakeup from last week.
I can see a trend there of Apex going down. Apex getting less and less popular, seems like, and Fortnite getting a bit of a boost as of late, I think.
True that. Hey, thanks so much for the host, Abby Star. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Did something just come out this week or last week with
MDL
Fortnite,
Disney?
though?
What is that all about?
No,
I think it's the same. I think it's a Dota as well, right?
The John Wick skins came out this week, right? For Fortnite.
Yeah, I think that is true.
I think is it a new season this week?
Could be.
I know something started with it.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
there
all I
was
see
some
is-
big
all I
update.
see is Fortnite in my
It's
in my
esports.
daily
Esports
fucking
took over
emails
Twitch this
only
week
for
with the
that.
MDL Disneyland Paris major for Dota
Oh, yeah.
2. There was a Dota 2 tournament channel that was dominating. So it's all Dota 2 at the top there. They're the ones that have been taking over. That Dota 2, that game, I promise you, it's insane. It's a huge dominant force, huge number swings. I mean, look at that, just taking over the top couple of channels there with 5 million a pop. It's insane. I think what is it? That's the top three channels all involved, beating out the Overwatch League solidly there before most of the views. Absolutely crazy. What's up, Abby? Good to see you. Yeah. So an interesting week in Twitch, all in all. And without further ado, let's swap into the second half of the show. Now that we've finally almost reached the 3-hour mark, we can go into.
We need to stop before Game of Thrones.
That's true. This week in gaming, let's move.
There were games. Next.
There were games. We had fun. Bye. The first thing that
Did you see the article I sent you?
Yes, I did. I think I've got them on the thing at the back. This one was something that we all took note of this week. It was the partnership between Microsoft and Sony over cloud gaming. This is a huge thing. When you've got Sony and Microsoft, PlayStation and Xbox teaming up. They are scared of something, and they are running scared, and we know it's Google and their new streaming platform. It is got to be. It has got to be. What do you guys think about this? This is crazy. The big two teaming up because they fear in the Google machine coming for them.
How are they gonna team up though?
Thank you so much for having me stop
For my boys less than 3.
for the 200 biddies for the boys.
You want to try that again, kiddo?
Thank you so much, Abby, for the 200 biddies. What were we saying? Sorry, there was a mass screaming of.
How are they teaming up specifically?
How are they gonna team up though? Like, are they maybe just gonna like
essentially
Sony's gonna pay Microsoft for using like their like
Microsoft is
streaming servers or something,
yeah,
and then just
but
gonna
Microsoft's
be
got the
two
hardware, and if you think about it, Microsoft's got the hardware with the Azure gaming, Azure system in the background, and PlayStation, they've got the gaming network and the game things. Essentially, what you get in there is both of those worlds meeting to produce something that's going to be a hell of a lot better.
Is it gonna be that, or are they still just gonna just pay Microsoft, and then it's still gonna be two separate things?
Because remember,
and they're just gonna be using the same kind of technique.
The problem is, think about this. PlayStation has to go with somebody as their hosting system. You've got Google as a hosting system. You've got Microsoft as a hosting system. Both of them are enemies. They got to team up with somebody. You know what I mean? So they decided to side with the Xbox. And it's almost interesting to see the two old enemies fearing the new kid on the block so much that they said they're going to put their differences aside to take on the new kid on the block, which is Google and its own streaming service and everything. Because imagine that. I mean, we've seen how big the Google Stadia is probably going to be and what it can do. They team up with someone like PlayStation and get the gaming library and stuff all hosted on there at the same time. Xbox is fucked. You know what I mean? They're gone. They won't have a chance to compete at all. But what they've done here is they almost kind of equalize the playing fields out by putting, Microsoft and Sony in bed together, coming up against Google.
I wonder though if it's going to end up being like the taxi companies banding together to stop Uber. Sometimes when you just have a disruptive technology come in, there's not much you can do about it.
So, kind of and this might be a little off topic, but kind of my takeaway off this, if Microsoft and Sony are teaming together because they're worried about what Google's bringing, on top of everything else that Google's already doing, maybe we should start to fear Google a little bit in the infrastructure that they actually have set.
Well, they're a huge beast. They're a huge beast at the end of the day. And it's as you say, it's a clear sign when you've got two of the bigger boys out there having to team up to take down,
let's not even use the word take down. Let's use the word compete.
Yeah, true that, because they might not take them down in any way. Google basically didn't give a shit.
Because
they got enough to hold their own.
if you think about this, this is just Google announcing what they're gonna do, and Microsoft and Sony are both going, "Oh shit!"
It's
That's a scary sign of power out of Google.
But I mean, what a behemoth that to take on Google when you're talking about PlayStation software and Microsoft hardware being combined at last. I mean, it's a crazy team up to think about it, especially since there's all this rivalry that has been going on with them for how long since they've been around. You know what I mean? It's
Since the
always
90s?
been PlayStation versus Microsoft, like the Xbox, yeah, the entire time. So now to see them actually coming together, either it's going to be a really, really good thing for gamers, or it's going to be the start of World War III. You know, I think it can only be a good thing for us as consumers. You know, when you've got this level of competition up, get everybody having this type of battle, you can't really go wrong.
I agree with that statement until a point.
Okay,
and I don't know where that point is quite yet, but I feel like we're on the verge of finding it.
So you agree, but you don't know why.
What I mean by that is the competition is really, really, and I think the competition is really good until one of them clearly wins, and then it's not good for us, and then it fucks us over in the long run.
I think you got it spot on, Azza. It's Goku and Vegeta teaming up to beat Frieza, 100%. That's a fantastic analogy. Fantastic analogy. What does Birdie say? It says they're not going, oh shit, they're seeing a shift in the gaming environment, and neither of them have prepared for it in the long run, whereas Google has been doing it in the background, so they both knew that together they could compete and most likely beat Google Stadia. So it is. It's essentially that is.
Yeah, and don't forget that now Google's also a service provider, so they own a significant part of the fiber backbone in the United States.
Yeah, so that's what I say. It's a case of one of them. They had to host their shit somewhere. At PlayStation as a choice. Sony had to choose somebody to host their stuff, whether it be Google's infrastructure, Amazon's infrastructure, or freaking Microsoft's. They have to choose one of the beasts, and they went with their old rival. I guess they say better the devil you know, right?
Well, they really couldn't go with Microsoft because it'd be conflict of interest against Xbox.
What they did go with Microsoft. Sony and Microsoft are teaming up.
Oh, Sony and Microsoft.
Yes.
How the hell will that partnership work out when
That's
Microsoft
why
is
it's so
Xbox?
amazing.
That's why we're going holy shit, because it's Microsoft
where have
hardware.
you
Have you
been?
been paying attention at all?
Else. I actually
How
thought,
much lag is there to Australia?
Google. I thought it was Google.
How much
Just
lag?
couldn't get that one in there.
There's so much lag going to Australia
How many
tonight.
cups of coffee have you had this morning? Have another and join us.
I actually thought it was Google.
Good
For some
lord.
reason, I thought it was
Because
Google.
it's so ludicrous.
It's because
right?
it's so crazy. That's why it's so outlandish. That's why we like, this is the biggest. Welcome. Midnight Rider says, welcome to the Disco Boys podcast, Posse TV.
Yeah, welcome.
No, but I mean,
Oh, well.
at the end of the day, someone is walking out of this competition with a monopoly.
I don't know. You know, thing is, it's if Google wins and gets to take down the other the two of them, which is highly unlikely. I mean, how do you really win a war like this? Like it's one of those Cold Wars where everything's just escalating. At the end of the day, you've got it's only going to be beneficial to us as consumers because you're going to have them slicing each other's prices, competing with their things, bring the better to take all the money. So they got to give us the best offer. For me, if it means we're going to get Microsoft hardware and PlayStation games being compatible at last, fucking A, that's good. I'm happy with that. I'd rather have those type of things compatible than have them all like, oh, we've got the exclusives, you can't play shit on it. They become PCs. They become PCs because essentially they've taken away the exclusivity of the console and the whole separation thing, and it becomes just a piece of machinery that now can play anything, which is a fucking PC. They became the master. And guess who Google is?
I want to
The
laugh
fucking
if there's a
PC.
big fucking note button in the office, and once the contracts are signed, they just go, nope, no, no service for you.
It's an
Like,
interesting one.
Listen, we've gained some popularity, but I don't think we're quite there yet.
Well,
But
having a
on
note
that
button in the
note-
yeah.
You never
That's what I
know.
mean.
Someone could be a
Imagine a
Mega
fucking
Grim fan
note
right
button.
now. Get the note button ready to roll. Yeah, so an interesting
It's
story.
gonna be
I
interesting.
think we
Gonna be interesting to know what happens with the because this is the cloud-based gaming they're talking about.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
That'll-
still
like we
can't
said,
see
I think
that.
we talked about it before as well. That it's probably gonna be the future when
Yep.
everything is working as it should be.
When the future has no latency, I can see it being the future. Until then, even if you had a fucking gigabit internet line, you're still going to have some latency between your commands, the input, and the relay back to you. I mean,
Things
could
that
you
I'm-
imagine trying to play
But you have
Fortnite or
that
something?
in
I'm
like when
pretty
you
sure
play
that
games
they would
online
have
now as well.
They should have solved the latency issue if they're gonna make this the new way of gaming. Like it's got to have been on everybody's minds. They're not gonna be like, oh shit, we didn't think about lag. You know what I mean? They've got to have decided devised a
they
way.
had a
If you look
there's
at the
concepts
last
where they have a
10
worldwide
years in
satellite.
gaming,
I
if
didn't
you
hear
look at the
any of
last
that.
10 years in gaming, everything has been focused on latency. There's no way in hell that this cloud-based system has not been primarily one of their primary concerns been latency.
So the problem is what you see to what your actions are, to what the actual person you're seeing on the screen is and doing and then gone again. You never hit anything. It'd be like trying to fucking aim
But you have this. You
this
have
way
the same
when the
problem
person's
today
already
as
over
well.
here.
When you
Yeah,
play
they have the
online,
same
I
problem, but
understand
it's
that.
a couple of
like,
hundred at most, not like a couple of thousand bloody ping. They did try the idea of using this bloody global satellite network with a laser array, so it's almost like bloody satellite fiber optic to go around the planet. But even then, they said by the time it goes from the surface of the Earth up to the laser, it bounces around from one to the other, and have this uninterruptible bloody service, you're still going to be looking at least a 400 ping. And this is using something that's traveling at the fucking speed of light. It's just,
I don't know, bro.
not gonna
Honestly,
work.
I'm pretty sure they've thought about the shit and they would have changed the technology to make it work because they wouldn't be rolling out and putting all their fucking
Can't
money
work. It's
into
time-
this.
it's
They
a
wouldn't be putting all
three-dimensional
their money
thing.
into it if this wasn't the thing. Hey, L, welcome aboard. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much, L, for popping in here and dropping in on your people onto the Discord Boys podcast. Welcome aboard, L Raiders. It's good to have you guys here. I hope you guys enjoyed that WoW content and have come up for some hefty and heated discussions as we delve into the gaming section. You've caught us at the gaming section of the night. We're trying to make sure we get through before Game of Thrones. So we won't be taking up your time. I think we've got about half an hour left to get it going. Thank you so much for the raid, L. We appreciate that. You're a legend, guys. Check out if you haven't already. Check out that link there. That's all he's just posted in there. Twitch.tv/LF. She's a fantastic streamer, does some WoW content, lots of gold farming. She was with us a couple of weeks ago, and some very good things to say. Welcome aboard. Good to have you. That's why you're industry. I know, right? We're trying to motor through. I'm going through it as quick as we can.
I mentioned this to Dory the other day, and he lost his mind. I have not watched the last 2 episodes of Game of Thrones because I'm going to watch all 3 of them
fucking
tonight.
dangerously, mate. You're living fucking dangerously. That is just looking for shit, dude. That is looking for shit.
I like to live life on the edge.
All right, so let's skip through this to the next one then. I'm just gonna skip over that one, Jimbo, the one that we can't get signed into. It's an interesting. Or should I put it in? But we can skip it. We skip in a story that was about a gaming team that are all over 60s. We thought it was a cool story, but we don't have time to cover it. We'll go check it out next week if we got.
We don't have time for them old
We
people.
don't have time. Well, the funny part was the actual badge on their gaming team or whatever it was. Oh fuck it, I'm just gonna link it anyway. We're talking about it anyway. So there we go. If you guys can get into it or want to pay a subscription to read that, there's a generation of competitive gamers that are over 60, and they think they're the coolest kids on the block. Basically, their slogan is "We've got the time to kill." We've got the time to kill. Because there are a bunch of over 60s that are now pro gamers and on pro gaming.
I don't know if they've got
the
time
future.
to kill. I think they've got fucking limited time.
Imagine, I have the best business nowadays. Start now, like setting up retirement homes, focused on gaming.
Honestly, I think this is what it's going to turn into. This is what we're going to look like on Twitch in about 20 years time. It's going to be all of us in our merch and shit going, fucking the podcast is still going, boys. Ellen
We get to have
Abby is still
those,
playing WoW.
like,
We're all still hanging out.
polyester jackets as well.
I think it's going to be fun. I don't see
I'm
us
going to rock
stopping
up
it.
in my electric wheelchair.
Hell yes.
Hit the little button and just recline back. And...
Hell yes. Everyone will
Can
still
you
be in the
young
chat.
whippersnappers remember back when in 2019?
That first year that you guys went to TwitchCon when you all got kicked out for drinking rubber cocktainis made by that.
I was just gonna say, do you remember in the year 2019 when the rubber cocktini was invented and those Discord boys that got drunk in San Diego and all went to jail?
Oh,
I'm going to
shit.
trademark it. I am going to trademark that drink.
Wait,
I
should we
think
tell
I'm
people?
right.
Should we tell?
No.
Abby Star with the 100 finish for the rubber cocktainis. Listen, should we just disclose what the rubber cocktaini consists of
No.
at this point?
Not
until
until
I trademark it.
Are you trademarking
Not
it first?
until
We've
Potsy's
devised
trademarks
what
it.
it is. It's gonna be a fantastic drink. We'll give you just one hint. It's in a champagne flute glass. That's all you guys get to know. The rest of the ingredients will be kept secret until we can disclose them. But it's gonna knock your socks off. Let's just say that it's gonna be a hell of a one.
Yes.
It's gonna be a hell of an experience.
We're definitely
After
getting
one
kicked out,
rubber
boys.
cocktini, you're fucked.
After one rubber cocktini, you're fucked. Exactly, Potsy. Exactly.
Abby, it needs to be in a special shaped glass.
That's the straw that goes in the top, Abs. That's the straw that goes in the top. What is going on? Yeah! You have it for 10 more minutes and you're out of Game of Thrones. All right,
You
cool.
have
we
me for
moving.
10 more minutes.
We moving.
Then
we
I
shaking.
am out of here for good.
I'm gonna
Keep
skip.
doing what you do. All of you
Sorry,
are
there was
awesome, and I love
Aga.
you all.
Thanks so much, El. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Aga's dropping in the 69.
PRB.
Holy shit! Holy shit! She's ordering the
That's-
straws. Oh my god, it's
That
gonna
just
be
went off the
wild.
rails real quick.
And here we trying to rush through. We ended up talking about the rubber cocktainis, which is going to take up an entire podcast by itself. Let me tell you. Right, cool. I'm popping over to the next story because I can see people already getting antsy for the Game of Thrones. We got to make sure it is. Ooh. The 69 videos are flying tonight. Oh, brr.
Technological love.
There it is. There it is. All right, so check this one out. This is really cool. It's the new HP Omen X2S. It has a dual screen gaming laptop. It's got a screen in the keyboard, so you can watch your Twitch on your keyboard screen while playing your game on the full screen on the main top thing. What do you guys think about this?
I'll say by the price that's probably gonna cost, you can buy a stationary
monitor.
and an extra
Price
monitor.
point is $2,000.
Save your money because there is another laptop coming out that has dual screens, but is actually one that slides out from behind the other one.
What?
Ooh,
Where's
nice.
the story to that, Mr. Potsy TV? That sounds really cool.
I will find it. It was a not a prototype. It was a actually no, it might have been the prototype. It was a concept that was delivered out at CES earlier this year. It was interesting. So I'm anticipating something big coming from it because it's not going to be a full monitor like the gaming monitors coming out. It's going to be like a slide out IPS screen that's going to be 1080 at 60 hertz. So be interesting to see what's coming.
I have not heard of Razor's Project Valerie, Robert. Maybe you could give us some information in the chat about that.
Valkyrie.
I just want to ask one thing about the one that you linked.
Yes.
Hang on, no.
So you have the main screen, and then you have the screen in the middle, and you have.
Think of it
two-
like a DS. It's like a
Hang
Nintendo
on.
DS.
No, I get that, but you have the two pieces beside the screen on the keyboard. What are they? Are they supposed to be speakers?
Fuck knows, bro. It looks like it's just like
know.
that whole thing is a screen. You
'Cause
can
it-
maybe slide shit around with it. I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, I think you
looks
can
like
move
it's
that
not
screen.
a full screen though. It looks like it's just dead space.
No, I think you can move. I think it's the whole.
It is
That
That
whole
area is
thing
a
is
screen.
a screen, so you could probably have multiple windows on it, like.
So
along-
if that
along the
whole
bar.
thing is a screen, that's not bad. But if
Yeah.
it's just the center like they have showing there, that's terrible.
Dory,
Hello.
I'll send this to you.
Put it in the chat, mate.
where are
Put it in
you?
the chat so everyone can see it. Like.
Well, I was going to put it up on screen, but anyway.
Oh, okay. Can, but we'd have to swap the media view.
That's okay. There you go.
Thanks,
That
Bertie.
was,
I'll check
that
that out.
was Razor's other one. Sorry, yeah, it was Valerie, not Valkyrie. For some reason, I thought it was Valkyrie.
It's what Bertie linked me. Yeah. It's what...
Yeah. That
oh
is-
shit.
that
Okay,
was
that
the
is kind of
concept.
worth displaying. That's beautiful. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh
Nothing.
god.
That was like the
Hashtag
flagship. This is gonna-
RCT.
Yeah,
Check this out, guys.
This top for people
That
that have got
It's pretty as
Yeah,
fuck.
a bit of money.
That is glorious. Good
Oh
god.
yeah, no, that's not a real thing, Potsy.
No, it's a concept.
It's a
that
concept.
Razer was coming out with. Like they
It
will
was a
have one
concept that
folds
they've
up.
been talking about for 5 years, and then they scrapped.
Yeah,
I don't know, the
but
website's still
there's
going.
another one at CES that was doing it. Yeah, well, Linus Tech Tips actually did their own version of trying to make one, which failed. But the one that I saw actually has a panel that will come out
That's
from
beautiful.
the main panel.
That's an absolute
Because there are
beautiful
panels.
piece of technology.
There are panels now that where they just run off the power from your
USB. Yeah.
yeah, your USB Type C or your Thunderbolt 3 ports. So literally, you just have them on there, plug it in, which are great. So I'm trying to look for one so I can get it, so I can have two monitors for TwitchCon, because it's hard to bring equipment everywhere around the world with you. And it's hard to run.
It looks really cool. Like I would totally go for that triple screen thing. I think that's worth putting in a lot of cash if you're gonna go for an extended play laptop. That's beautiful. I know 15 minutes. We're going fast as we can. We've got like 2 stories left. Then we can sign up. It won't be a problem. We can never get to our Game of Thrones fix. Don't worry, boys and girls. We won't take you over Game of Thrones. Stick with us. We won't take you too long.
Just
I promise.
pick the best one.
I'm picking the best 2. I'm dropping half of that shit. Believe me. I've got it. I've got it.
Well, the first section of this podcast took 3 hours, and now the other 2 sections are
Taking,
taking 20 minutes.
We gotta go. Yeah. All right. So this one here looks really cool, guys. I don't know if you've checked it out yet. Minecraft Earth is bringing AR-based block game into the iOS this summer. If you guys haven't checked it out, imagine like Pokemon Go, but with Minecraft. You can now like build shit all over the world. The funniest part about this was when Robert first linked me this story. He said, "I can't wait to start building dicks all over Manchester." Welcome to Minecraft.
An 18-year-old British
That's gonna be so much of them, because we had the story earlier where you have in Super Smash Bros. Where you can make your own levels, and everyone was doing dicks in there. So.
It all comes back to that. It always comes back to that.
Birdie instantly in chat. I can't wait to build dicks on people. I hate lawns.
Do you guys want to watch the announcement?
See, back in my day, we used to do it with fertilizer.
in a bag, and you light it on fire on their doorstep and run away and watch them.
You guys want to watch the announcement trailer for it?
How long is it?
1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds. I'll put it up while you guys are talking. Karen talking.
Robert screaming, "We didn't do it! We didn't do it!"
This is the new Minecraft AR. Obviously, trailer. We do have time. Just watch it 1 minute.
We all know that you can't believe the trailer.
True.
But you can see the concept behind it with the trailer.
So you've got to spend the rest of your life walking around like this.
Dude, welcome to Pokemon Go anyway.
If it works half as good as they're showing here, which I doubt it will, it'd be kind of cool.
It's AR, so it's basically going to be like that when you look at it through your phone. There's going to be Minecraft shit everywhere when you start looking through your phone.
The question is, will everyone be able to see it? Like, if you
Yeah, it's a persistent world. It's a persistent world. So if I build a giant tree in your lawn, it's there when you look at it through your phone.
That's what I mean. Like, this is just.
So
it's Ready Player One. So we're gonna have to all walk around with these fucking.
What do you think?
Those Samsung goggles on like this. Oh my
Not
god!
bad is good. Not bad is good.
Damn, kid. And then Posse walks into the wall.
It's an interesting concept. You know, I don't know if I probably won't be playing it since I never played Minecraft like the actual game anyway.
Yeah,
but for people that are into it, it could be something cool. You know, it could be something that they're into doing.
I'm not super into that, but I am more into the augmented reality. I want it I want to see that gain traction so that more people and developers do the augmented
Have you seen
reality.
there's one that you can do Walking Dead, where basically it's AR Walking Dead, where it spawns zombies all around you and stuff like that, and you got to defend points and stuff like that by shooting zombies and all that type of shit. It looks quite fun. That's available now on mobile devices. I've seen it. I've seen it in Play Store or whatever.
Like I can see like it being, like I said, really popular if people can do like that troll each other and doing dicks on each other's lawns and stuff. It's gonna be so many people who's gonna do it. And then everyone's gonna need to download the app so they can see it. Like, damn it, has someone done something on my lawn? I need to destroy it.
Yeah, I gotta go out there and hack the mines. I know, Abby. I don't know what these other games they're talking about. It's not WoW, but I did manage. If you guys weren't here earlier, I managed to get these guys on the side of me here over here to say that they're gonna be playing some classic WoW when it comes out. So we got some potential.
Also, Abby, you
potential
did
classic
miss
WoW.
Dory fist bump
Bullshit.
the Alliance.
Do not listen to their trash.
Yeah,
You know, I would
go
never-
look to research.
I
There
would
is a
never
clip of
support the
Dory
Alliance.
from
I would
the Alliance.
never support the Alliance, and anyone that
I'm
believes
gonna go
that
and get
doesn't
the
know
clip
me very
right now.
well. Doesn't know me very well.
There it is.
It's an
But
it's
to be
it's,
fair,
it's an
there's
out of
also a
context.
clip of Abby
You even
talking
talked about
playing
having a
as
serious
Alliance
discussion
character.
because it's from the beginning again. You had never done the Alliance story.
I've never played the Alliance. You know what I mean? It is the only reason for me to actually
Dory,
try it.
read chat real quick.
Yeah, Dory's gonna play Alliance for sure now.
Good God, Abby, are you not going to try and get Devo to come over to the right side? Good God, good God. I suppose you don't. It's just classic. It's like I don't want to play Alliance. Don't make me play Alliance, please.
Dory fist bumps it, and then he goes,
Why is
"I
the
don't
guild
wanna play
going Alliance?
as
Oh
he
my
gives
God.
in to playing Alliance.
This is not right. This is not right.
So
We'll
yeah,
discuss
no,
it.
as I said to Dory, I'll probably end up playing once work slows down a little bit.
Yeah. Look, I'm keen. I'm keen to play a little bit of classic. I'm glad you guys decided to join in and jump on the bandwagon. I think it's gonna be fun.
You could even play a human Dory.
Fuck, who plays a human in a fucking fantasy game?
Like a
mate?
hu-
At
like
the
a
end of
human
the day,
warrior,
at best, you're gonna
like
get me to play
the
as
most
a fucking
pleb
dwarf.
of
That's
all
it.
of-
I'll be a dwarf. I'll be a dwarf priest. That's it.
I'm
Because
gonna play.
the only
I'm
reason
gonna
I'll
play
be a
a
dwarf priest is
human.
because
I'm gonna play a human warrior, and I'm gonna name it Kaelandori just to piss him off.
fuck you. That name's gonna be mine. I'm logging into that thing the moment that that thing launches.
I'll get there
Listen,
before you.
I guarantee you, I can make some variation of your name.
More than likely. Robert's got it right in the chat. Just call yourself Kaelandori and wander around as a fucking human. Human warrior, the most generic person in the world. Oh my god, you can't use a zero, Robert. You can't put zeros in the real game.
Yeah.
Can I put threes?
No numbers in the names. It's a real game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
literally.
so but I can put two eyes or.
Yeah, you can have Kaelandori with 2 eyes,
Four
I
ends,
suppose, if you
whatever,
really
yeah.
want to be that guy. All right.
I can still make Kaelandori as an alliance character.
Right.
Disgusting. Horrible. Anyway, but stop it! Don't do this to me. Horrible.
You could
All
make
right.
you could make a character and call
Do
it
you guys
want to
watch Game of Thrones?
like a captain.
I'm trying to
I'm
move
actually
this along.
good until 10 o'clock because then.
Like,
8 minutes.
we got 8 minutes, and we still got to do outros. So let's go into the last section of the night. It's the general life. We've only got one thing to cover, and it's an interesting one. Can you guys get serious for a moment? Because we're going to be talking about is technology killing our drive for love and intimacy? What do you guys think? Let me know about this. Mega Grim, what are your opinions?
No.
Is the technology
You're
taking
fine.
over, or is it helping out? You know, this is the thing that people bring up a lot. Is a lot of people are finding more focus on technology, and that technology is separating them from real life experiences. Is this a reality, or is this just people aren't using Tinder right? What are your guys' opinions on this as a subject matter?
It could be like depending on what like what do you like think, like what do you feel about it yourself? Like maybe like what if you I don't know, prefer having an online relationship with someone that you can't really meet?
Should
And
we be
if
defining
the rest of the world, or the rest of the world saying you are crazy because you can't meet that person in real life, but you like it, then I don't.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
You're happy.
Are we defining that online relationships are of lesser value than in your face relationships? Is that what does the definition of what this article is trying to get at? I don't know. I don't think that's what the point they were trying to make is. But it's an interesting question to ask.
I think technology is getting in the way, like, because they're spending far too much screen time instead of actual FaceTime when you go and try and have dinner with someone. Like, literally, if I'm going out on a date and she pulls her fucking phone out, I pay the bill. I'm going, fuck this.
There you go. So
you're there for a date. You're there,
Well,
not there. You fucking sit there on your goddamn phone while I'm trying to fucking have a conversation with you. Like literally, I'm gone. I'll pay the bill. See you later. I'm out. I'll go
So-
find someone else at the club.
Potsy, to that, I would say that technology makes it easily accessible, but it can be a hindrance on the date.
I think you should use your phone to get to the date, but not pull it out while on the date. I believe that's the right
Yeah,
way to do it.
so when
I don't use this to get a gate. I use this to call a date, pretty much.
So I use the dating apps. Everybody in chat knows this. I use them. I love them. I think they're working for me now. For a long time in my area, it was too rural to be functional, but now I use them and they're great. But when I'm on the date, my phone stays in my pocket.
Yeah,
it doesn't come out. I'm 100% there. I'm 100% focused on that date.
you're immersed in the person, not in
Yeah.
keeping your
and
online relationship.
I've gone out.
Megan.
I've gone out to dinner, and I've like
so amazing.
I try and like when I'm there, I try and also kind of be aware of my surroundings wherever I am. I have witnessed so many first dates fail in the first 15 minutes because one of them pulls out their phone.
Yeah. It's just
And
it's a disrespect. Like it means you are not
Yeah,
interesting enough
it's-
to keep my attention. I'm gonna go look at my virtual relationships.
It's one of those things that if you can use it correctly, it's a great tool, but there's nothing that can replace just sitting down and having a conversation with somebody.
And if you can't do that, then probably the relationship's not on the right track.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything to add to that?
Nope, sounds good.
I'm 100% rushing here because I can just see the clock timer counting down. Are we still gonna play this stuff?
Into the outros.
That's right. Thank you for everybody for attending tonight. Just hang around. We're gonna still obviously have to throw the raid out to somebody. So make sure you just hang around so we can give them a good showing from the Discord.
Throw
Boys
it out to
podcast.
somebody. There's no one on. Everyone's
Is everyone
watching.
Yeah, I was like, I had posted one suggestion, but that person also just went offline, I think.
I'm just looking through the screen.
Wait,
So basically,
I
let's
might-
start the outros. Potsy TV, what can we expect from you this week, and where are we going to see you?
We're going to have some Way Back Wednesday. I'm going to play something from 1997. We're going to do some more WoW grinding. And we're going to have a bloody Friday free-for-all with the Discord boys again, hopefully. So let's see what this week brings out. But I will be back on each day at 6 p.m. Eastern American time.
Fantastic. Mr. Jimbo JP, what can we expect from the Mustache Master
And you
Blaster?
can follow me there.
Yeah, I think my bike parts are gonna arrive on Tuesday finally. Like I've been waiting for over 3 weeks now. So I don't know.
What are you
Definitely
getting a
not gonna-
bike
and
stream?
I'm working on the late shift.
There's
I
going to
don't
be a
know.
quiet week over in the Mustache Twitch Sing world.
Yeah, probably. Also, I don't know if I'm gonna if I get the bike fix like together before the weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming anything on the weekend or I'm gonna. I don't know. Let's see. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Is your roof caving in or something, Solly?
I thought so, yeah. I thought something just came crashing through the floor. Jeez.
We'll make sure that Soli's alive in a second. Mr. Megagrim, where can we expect to see you, and what can we expect to see when we get there?
Tuesday, Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Marvel Spider-Man.
Fantastic, fantastic. Soul Claim, when you're not dying from cave-ins, what can we expect from the Soul Claim?
I am doing a stream tomorrow. I'm hoping to do some GTA 5 RP with at least one other Discord boy. If not, I'll just be hanging out finding some game to play, and then I will be going live Wednesday night at some point, and then you can see me next weekend for the Discord Boys podcast, and I'm hopefully there for Free for All Friday.
Fantastic. Free for All Friday is going to be the new Madcap Discord Boys night.
Also,
Available on
I'm
all of our
only
streams.
gonna be
hopefully.
shit-faced on Friday.
It's going to be fucking a blast. It's going to be great.
That's
All right.
why I've made it Friday for the Discord boys.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right, you guys can always make sure you tune into the Kaelandori cruise ship every Saturday night from 10 o'clock all the way through to the bottom of my bottle of tequila, the Don Cruzado. It's going to be a good time. We have a good time every Saturday night playing the best jackbox that are out there on the savage seas And of course, every Sunday night you can join the 5 of us and usually a special guest or two for the Disco Boys podcast, where we discuss Twitch, gaming, news, and technology in all its aspects. It's been a fantastic night having all of you here with us again. Thank you so much, guys. It's an absolute legendary bunch of boys, and we'll see you, everyone here that's been in the chat. Thank you for all the biddies. Thank you for all the donors. Thank you for all the good times and the support. We want you guys here every week. Let's support one of the ladies who might be on with us in the upcoming days. She is Ignorance. She's one of the guys I met over on Snappy's podcast. She's doing a bit of Assassin's Creed at the moment. A no makeup stream, day 2 of Assassin's Creed. Let's go say hi to Ignorance. Spam, there we go, the Discord Boys emotes. If you've got any of ours or all of ours, spam them in there. And we'll see you guys back here the next time for the same experience you had. It's going to be a good time. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Night.
See you guys.
Enjoy Game of Thrones.
Night, guys.
Enjoy Game of Thrones. We'll see you there. Go House Targaryen.